You guys watch Twilight Zone, right?
Dude, yeah. I've seen a few episodes.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, I love Twilight Zone.
So good. Me and my girlfriend got really into those like 2 summers ago, and then they got taken off of Netflix, and we got super bummed out by it.
That's weak.
Yeah, but just found out last week or two that it's on Peacock now.
See, it was on Hulu last time I remember.
Yeah. We actually knew that for a while, but then Sheila's roommate just got Peacock, so we're like, oh, let's go.
There you go. Let's go.
We are back.
I mooch off my mother's Peacock. That sounded weird, but I'm saying
I'm glad you
the
said
service.
it. I'm glad you said that.
She gave me the username.
What
and
good
password.
shows are on Peacocks? I don't even know what Peacock really is.
Me either.
Peacock is NBC's.
Oh, is that NBC?
It's like NBC properties and whatever they get the rights to that.
Gotcha.
There was a show called We Are
They
Lady
so they have
Parks.
like all the Office.
I feel like they're kind of. Oh, they have The Office now.
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of late on that. The Peacock.
Yeah.
They're late to the game.
Nobody wants that. Nobody. There's too many streaming services.
I know.
There's way too many.
I saw a
streaming
meme the other day that was on Facebook that was like, it had a box of, it was 2 columns. It was a graph, and one was like cable, and it was $79 total. And then the other was like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, all this, and it was like $89. It's like we have done a complete 360.
See, the thing is, like, I don't know anybody that pays for all of those. Like, I feel like everybody shares at least one or two, which is my whole thing.
Yeah,
like, I pay for
that's true.
I pay for Netflix and like Hulu.
And they crack down on that now too.
Yeah, man. End of March, man.
They make you re-sign
be
into all
saying
your
that
stuff at the end of the
publicly.
year.
Yeah, it's like, all right, guys, just so you know, we're gonna take away your password privileges. It's like everybody, all right, bye, just leaves.
Well, now there's ads on fucking like Hulu, or no, there's always been ads on Hulu.
Netflix is adding like a
Netflix.
a tier that has ads on it. Yep.
Yeah,
It's like-
it's not fun.
No.
Oh God.
What?
I think they reduced it though to like if you get it with ads, it's like $7 or something.
Yeah, it's so dumb. No, it's like
But I'm too in Netflix in their ways to do that to myself. So
Yeah, yeah.
I want to pay for less stuff. I want to just have 2, and it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
that's
man.
true.
What you got to do is get a VPN and get popcorn time, and then you get everything. For legal purposes, I did not just say that, but
I just need
That's
to
the
not
sauce.
be into so much TV, and then I save money by not being happy.
dude, I feel like I pay for these streaming services, and I like don't even watch like more than 2 shows. You know what I mean?
True.
I can't just have Disney Plus for Mandalorian. Sorry, we're dropping all these absolute products on you guys. This is
For just $8.99 a month, you can experience the Disney experience with Disney Plus. Watch The Mandalorian streaming soon. Season 3 streaming soon.
Is season 3 streaming soon?
Yeah, they just announced it. Yep.
and the kid's still a baby.
Yeah, Baby Yoda's still baby.
No time jumps. They're just going 1 week at a time.
Isn't he like 50 years old, Baby Yoda?
Yeah, but his species doesn't attain childlike intelligence until they're at least like what?
300? Dude, imagine
Wow.
that, bro. That's too existential.
Because Yoda's like at least $1,000.
I just saw recently that science has finally reversed aging in mice.
Jeez.
And why is that?
I don't know. I guess it might go to humans eventually.
Oh, that's no.
I thought that's what I thought that's what Botox was for.
Well,
True.
masks the aging for sure, because them old people is
It
old.
masks the aging.
Joan Rivers, man, she was like 83, and when I saw that when
Rest
she
her
died, I
soul.
was like, what? There you go, Botox, plastic surgery.
Yeah,
it works.
I get it, but I feel that Botox, when someone gets Botox, unless it's depends, I guess. I feel most
It's
times when
medically
somebody
required.
has Botox, you can tell that it's Botox.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
These are the questions that trouble the youth.
So we got a show on Saturday, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
I guess
yes,
so, yeah.
we do.
Y'all
The
excited?
Cooperage. Look there. You should come. I don't know where the camera is. I don't know where I'm looking.
Yeah, I know. It's like right in the light.
Oh, snap. There it is. Yeah, man. We're playing at the Cooperage this Saturday, January 28th.
Each image represents each band.
Yep. With this guy.
Ooh, Stone Theory. I get it. What is a wonderful bluffer?
That's a good question.
Well,
Y'all,
well, I
I
guess
would say too, y'all were, I don't know if you were in the band quite yet, but like when I was working with Anthony
Yeah, that was
at
cool.
Boss,
Throwback.
Wonderful Bluffer was one of the first bands I've ever heard
do you
of in
remember
Milwaukee.
me working with you at
Yeah,
Boss?
dude.
Oh my gosh,
you're
that's
the
right.
dude with the CDs.
You guys
You
used to
got a
work
CD
together.
I
every
was listening
time.
to Bob Marley and Dawes, and I would always bring in fucking CDs.
Man, that feels like a lifetime ago. Oh my gosh, I'm getting flashbacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, I had to answer this the other night.
It's still like one of the best jobs I've ever
Oh
had.
my
Yeah.
God, it was such a chill job.
Escorting people.
Everyone there was
Escorting.
really chill too. It's like you
The
could talk to people.
The
or you
highest
could,
paid, worst paid job in college history.
it was so chill because the vans weren't yours, so you could just kind
Right.
of
I
drive
would-
it. You know?
I would feel such a power getting to like, if I just in one night got one person to be like, oh, I like these guys, and then they ask about it, I feel like, you like the music I listen to?
definitely.
Thank you so much. Like, I don't know. I feel so happy.
It's a CD.
I'm playing like The Wall, and they're just like, who is this? And I'm like,
Yo.
it's Pink Floyd. And
Please change the radio station.
The only tip I ever got from Boss was like $5 from a drunk group of dudes, and some dude was like, "Dude, this music is so good." I
You know-
forget what I was playing.
I'm hearing that. It reminds me of a moment where I was an idiot. It was just this one time, and
Just the one.
someone. Well, I remember someone at Boss had told us we're not allowed to accept tips, but like,
Oh yeah, I
There
didn't take the money, by the way.
right, of course, but
Gave it right
no,
back.
this guy like offered me money, and I was just like, I turned it down. And looking back, I should have just been like, this is before they put the cameras in the van, so I just.
Oh,
But
the wild west.
I was a responsible driver, so I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yep.
But I still appreciated that.
Taking it.
I appreciated that job because the experience in that gave me the job I have now,
Oh
which
shit.
is just driving a truck for a landscape company.
Nice.
So
Oh yeah. Driving is such a chill job because you can kind of just go on autopilot, listen to music, and
yeah,
chill.
Mhm.
exactly.
Point A to point B.
Yeah, we got a show this weekend. So what were you saying before,
Sorry,
Jojo?
yeah.
We kind of went off in a
Back to your
Tangent.
yeah. I had to work there, man.
your
Had to
regular
work
your
there.
regular scheduled program. Yeah, man, we're playing down at the Cooperage tonight at doors are at 6:00
Tonight.
Saturday tonight on Saturday night.
We gotta go.
We got to get to the
Oh, shit.
what are we doing here, guys? We gotta go to a show. No, yeah, we're playing at the Cooperage. It's gonna be sick,
Saturday.
man. We got Wonderful Bluffer, Stone Theory, and Social Sig.
Which I have not seen either of y'all yet before live.
Really?
I'm so excited.
Oh man, I don't know why I thought you've been to a Wonderful Bluffer.
I've
show.
seen y'all do a video on YouTube play before. Maybe it was Midcoast. I watched some
Oh
Midcoast.
yeah, you know what we did.
Never
this-
around for the attic or the Downer
Oh,
House.
that takes me
maybe
back. The attic. Oh my gosh.
Did Wonderful Bluffer play those shows?
We played.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The
played.
Murray
both.
Attic?
first time I saw them before I was in the band was at the Downer House.
Sure.
Yeah,
and that
oh my
was,
gosh.
Maybe I did see you guys at the
That was
Downer
Adam,
House.
Julia, JoJo, Madeline, and Anthony.
See, it'd be like a completely different sound now, though, like because now we got Will in the band on the keys, and like the drumming and like Fritz's vocals kind of add
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like a whole new layer from like the old styles of Madeline and Anthony. So I think you're gonna have a good time. We're all gonna go crazy. I'll be
Yeah.
rocking the hat and the coat. I only wear that for like the
let's go.
important shows, or not the not important shows, but like the shows I feel like are warrant that kind of
Oh,
theatricalness.
it's gonna be a big show.
Yeah, so it's
The
we're-
sweaty ones.
the sweaty one. So I'll have it on for 2 songs, and then it's business as usual.
2 songs is 2 songs.
There you go, man. Looks good in pictures, but it's gonna be pretty sick, man. We're expecting a big turnout.
So you're wearing the top hat?
Yeah.
Is that a bluffer? What is a bluffer?
Uh,
Just like someone who's bluffing?
yeah, I guess you could think
his
about it
nickname.
as like somebody who
Ah.
just like like when you're playing cards and you try to call someone's
You're a
bluff, like
wonderful bluffer.
they're like, oh, they make it seem like they got a certain hand of cards, but they
Yeah,
really
yeah.
don't. And they're like really good, like poker face. The name Wonderful Bluffer is actually a nickname my dad had for me, and I think it's part of something.
Shout
like,
out Dun
Oh.
Scott.
Yo, what's up, Dad?
Dun Scott.
Wow.
Dun,
Yeah, wow.
Dun Scott.
And I think it's like some sort of like Western African mythos because I've seen it referenced in like very few other places. But
Wonderful bluffer. That's
but
sick.
the idea, I guess, and I asked my dad this when I was like 16, and I changed the story like every time, but the gist of it is like, a fella who was kind of a musician, playing for the mob with a lot of like debts and stuff like that. But every time they would come for their due, just kind of talk his way out of the situation. It's like, oh, that guy's
Sure.
a wonderful bluffer.
A little sly.
Yeah,
Slick.
sly and slick and like kind of smooth talker. My dad would always call me Joe, my Joe, the wonderful bluffer, like all the time. And it was not originally like a thought out name for the band. When I formed the band with like Anthony, the original drummer, and Adam, our bass player, we just, you go through like, oh God, we have to play a show. Like, what are we going to call ourselves, and then you go through a bunch of cringy sounding names. You're like, all right, this is the placeholder name. And that's what this was. And at first I was like, and everybody was like, but after a while they're like, yeah, this sounds good. This should stick. And I was like, all right, I guess. And now here we are. So the top hat thing and the whole look kind of just came together by accident.
Because I've seen pictures of you wearing that.
Yes.
Like, whoa.
So the hat was actually a gift from my best friend, Francesca Gomez, for my birthday.
She gives
one year.
really good presents.
She gives
by the way.
amazing gifts. She's awesome, and she's a great artist. Shout out to her. But she, I think she got the idea from the logo. The logo was designed by a friend of mine called Felipe Aguirre, and we were just kind of talking through designs of like, I wanted something super simple, nothing overly designed. So it was like the top hat thing and what my idea of a wonderful bluffer would be,
Sure.
And Cheska gave me the hat as a gift, and the goggles or the glasses that I wear, like I usually wear round glasses, something like that on stage. I was actually hanging out with a friend of mine. I think it was my friend, was it Sarah Chesser I was hanging out with like a couple years ago, and we were just we're like taking the bus somewhere, and like in the snow, we just saw this like pair. No, it was Anna Benjamin. I was hanging out with Anna Benjamin, and we saw this pair of like round like glasses on the ground, and she was like, "You should totally pick those up and rock those. That's totally your style." And I did, and that kind of stuck. Like these kind of steampunk looking glasses. And I don't know.
Say steampunk.
It's a fun thing to wear on stage. I don't like it to distract from the music too much, but it's theatrical when I feel like, oh yeah, we're gonna crush this show.
Creates
I'm
the
like,
vibe.
Creates the vibe.
That's
and
what I love about
it's fun.
what we do is the fact that like so many of us come from arts backgrounds, whether it is music or
Anime.
I like animate that too. Like I majored in film and like I love movies and stuff, and so it's another form of expression for people, I think. And
So, like,
when we try different costumes or like when we try different behaviors and how we approach how passionately we want to perform our pieces, I think it's really freeing. I like Milwaukee, and it's a very specific crowd, but like when the crowd is good, like I don't know, it's when I feel most myself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you can just kind of.
And I really love those coats. I can't wear those coats because I'd be sweating like
All
a
of
dog.
you have
dude.
the coat.
I was trying it on today before I came over here, like the fur coat that you're talking about.
Well, you and Julia both have the same. It's like a light, really light blue, like incredibly, like it looks like like a golden doodle's back.
Yeah, it's fluffy.
Like it's just.
Oh, so it's like like an animal fur kind of thing.
It was 20. It was 20 bucks.
It's like it's a cotton material.
Yeah, it was like $20 at Target, and my friend was like, "You got
like full on Cruella
The
de
truth
Vil.
comes
We
out.
got full on Cruella de
Like,
Vil coat puppies.
The Dalmatians.
Puppy
don't
coats.
search my house, then we might find some Dalmatians.
New band name, Puppy Coats.
But yeah, no, it's fun to kind of because when the crowd is popping, man, and everybody's just having a good time, then they have a visual, but then like people kind of latch onto that, and they're like, oh my gosh, these guys look cool, but the music also
People want to
sounds great.
associate pizzazzy outfits with rock bands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You kinda,
Even if it's what you like to wear or not, they're gonna associate what you wear as like part of how you like play your music.
Right.
And it's like an instant kind of like, oh, I associate the hat with the band or the fur coats or whatever, but then the music comes to mind too. You know what I'm saying? So
You're just kind of creating an atmosphere too at a live show.
Exactly. It's kind of like that pseudo, like, it's kind of like if you imagine like a group of like, I don't know, like rogues or something like that infiltrating like some fancy card game, and they all have to go undercover or something.
Sure, yeah.
And that's kind of like the vibe everybody kind of brings. Like, it's like, why is this guy in a coat and a hat? And he doesn't look like he belongs here, but he could, Because usually I'll have like a comic book shirt or something like that underneath it.
And say you walk into a venue and you have no idea what the bands are going to be like.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden people just on stage just owning it, wearing these crazy outfits.
Yep.
It's just going to be like, whoa, kind of turn your head a little bit.
I want to see something I wasn't planning on seeing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
To like the highest degree. I crave like the shift in, I don't know, the night, I guess. If you're going to a specific type of venue and there's going to be live music, I want to be at the front, and I want somebody to just be sweating and spitting and just putting every inch of their body into it, because I think that merits. I know y'all got your heads in the gutter. I'm talking about passion here, not that kind of passion.
I wasn't gonna do it, and I saw your look.
Like, sweating and spitting at this.
How are the acorns up in that gutter?
In this economy, come on, man. Dude, what was I gonna say? Yeah, man, I agree 100%. Like music's like a live show to me is like. It's about the music first and foremost, but it's also like about the experience. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
And that could be like just from how somebody moves around on stage to like if the band's making you do one of these things, you know, to like to how they look. You know what I mean? And I think all of those like combine to create like a full experience, but they're each individual parts of the full experience. Music being the highest kind of slice of that pie chart. But yeah, man, you gotta. I think it's fun to watch bands as much as it is to listen to them. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you got your records and you can watch your live videos. But when you go and see a band live, you want to see, like, you know, depending on the kind of music, but more often than not, you want to see energy. You know what I mean? You want to see, like, a look. Even if they're just wearing, like, some slick-ass boots or, like, just a really nice outfit or a flowy shawl thing. You're like, this person's got a vibe. You know, flamboyance.
Also, it's also creating a vibe for everyone else to share together.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So I think that some people that come to our shows, at least, too, not only come for us, but mostly just because of the other people that will be there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It's like a community.
What attracts people is like they see you guys being fearless, being unabashedly yourselves, and putting yourself out there, expressing yourselves to like the umpteenth degree, and that inspires them to want to do the same. Which is why shows can. I don't know, have the better energy. Like you can tell if you played a great show, if you feel the energy like the morning after is still like buzzing, you know? And I think, I don't know, I would reference like, I don't know, you posted some photos a little bit ago that like you guys were just fucking balls to the wall in Cactus Club, like
Dude,
on a, what was it, a Tuesday?
On
That
a
was last
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
man. Oh my gosh.
That was fucking
I don't know,
insane,
man. Like, I don't know. Capturing that, I think, is important.
Yeah.
And you obviously don't get that in every show. So every time you do, those are the ones I don't really forget. It's funny. I'll be like sober as hell and I'll black out like the entire show that just happened. But occasionally, some of the shows I'll just remember every second of. It's like one show is muscle memory and the other one is just like memory. And it's hard to gauge which one that's going to be next.
Right.
But that's why I love treating each show like it's your last.
That's what I'm saying, too.
Right.
Yeah. You never know when's the last time it's going to be, especially with COVID that just happened.
Oh my gosh.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Like,
We,
like a year and
What's
a half.
funny is like
away.
when that hit, like that motivated us more. Like it really took people by surprise. Those who are very like, I kind of grew up a very introverted person, and like a lot of people were very social, and a lot of that was shifting when it all hit. And so I was just like, I just got to work. You know, I figured while there's this moment, this is kind of when artists are at the forefront of things, you know, to try and put things to words that are hard for other people to do.
Absolutely.
And get them back outside and comfortable, you know. And
I think
playing the Cooperage has done that for me
Oh,
several
yeah.
times.
I'm so excited to
Playing
be back at the
Cooperage has
venue.
reaffirmed like my hope in humanity like several times, I think. Because every time we play there, like it's just been it's personally my favorite place I've played in Milwaukee. It's always
Oh my God.
a guaranteed real moment in time that I'm proud of.
The energy in that room is always so fun.
It's
I'm just happy there's photographic evidence of us playing
Yeah,
there,
sure,
'cause,
right?
like I want that to exist forever, you know.
Oh yeah, show your kids one day.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you want kids.
This was before I gave up on my dream and got an office job.
Every Midcoast show we did, or I did like a acoustic solo set with Dwayne, if you know Dwayne on the Cajon. Did that Midcoast show and then did a full band Midcoast show, and both nights were just so fun. I love playing the Cooperage.
We did that once.
Yeah,
twice,
we did.
once?
We did like a Cooperage. Like I guess this wasn't technically at the Cooperage, but they had it was during the pandemic, like a stay at home kind of the live stream thing.
Yep.
And then we did like a mid-coast thing as well.
Yep.
Before they started letting the audience
that was
in there.
vaccine summer.
Yeah, that was
Vaccines
21.
somewhere.
That was before they started letting people back in. Like,
Going back to
in
COVID
back in
too, I
21.
felt because we just started doing live shows, kind of got into a more of swing of things right before COVID hit, like that winter really. And then COVID hit, and I almost was pretty glad about like not having that pressure to do these live shows, because I started booking more and more and more. And I just didn't feel like I was at a right position to put myself out there and do more shows. And then COVID hit, and I had so much more time just like develop a better like my sound and really know what I want to do and just reset. But also it was a really scary time, because there were times when I was wondering if it would ever go back to normal, to where it would be. And I would say we've pretty much achieved that for the most part. But there is still...
It's not the same.
It's normal. Not the same, but it's different. And it's
I was kind of preparing for like, you know, I think it was actually my mom. Because I remember it was probably like... I think it was actually the day of like insurrection, actually, in January 6th. And she was just like, she was sure that this is like the whole beginning of some other grand era of the world that will be in the next textbooks. And, you know, it's best to be prepared for grand changes, I guess, if we are worthy to live in this day and age and try and interpret things the best we can. I don't know. She was just it's hard for me to quote my mom, because I don't know, she's pretty good with her words, but she just had a very open outlook on things never being the same and being fine with that, I guess, to some degree. And
accepting it.
Yeah. You know, she was just like treating this like it's anything you can get now. So, and, you know,
it's a good perspective to have.
It's not gone, you know, it's just a part of things now, I guess.
It's just changing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you can either daunt on the past and
you
how
be
it used to be.
graceful in this acceptance of it, and realizing, you know, your life probably is that much more precious now too.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, that just propels us to keep doing what we do. For anyone who will have us, you know.
Damn right. Parker, I was gonna ask you, how did you get started, like, with like what has now become Social Sig? Like, how did you get started, like, playing shows and
what was your
current
with
band?
People in this city? Like, who did you first start jamming with around here?
Yeah. How was it like?
Can I have one of these, by the way?
Dude, hell yeah. Come on. Go for it.
You got more wine if anyone wants
I had wine before Corona.
I know. It's
There's
about
not
to
a
be
phrase
me.
for that, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out together.
There you go.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, sir.
Clink.
I don't know why I did that.
That's something I've been wondering recently is, like, do you have to set it down to...
I think that's like with shots, I guess. No, I don't know. I don't even know why
what's
people
the etiquette?
It's just I made it my etiquette for everything I'm drinking.
There you
just
go.
like, there's a surface. There we go.
Put it back down.
Yep.
Because sometimes I want to just do not saying that was just like a quick cheer, but like I'll notice rewatching and editing some podcasts, I'll cheers people and we'll do that. Or like
it's like it must
a
just
real,
like be like
audio
lazy
piece.
one. Yeah.
It's like ingrained. I don't know.
But who was it you were first like jamming with around?
Yeah,
here?
so I was in a band in high school.
Nice.
That really got me started. My brother was the drummer. I was the rhythm guitarist, and then two other dudes who were my older brother's age, Peter and Joey. Peter's the guitar and singing, Joey's bass, and that really propelled me to get like the first like kind of stage experience. And then I took a break for a long time as far as just trying to figure out if, I don't know, just like going through life in different phases, I guess, with music. And then I was in sports, and then just growing up, I guess. And then come to college, I was still trying to figure out what I really loved to do. And I did a few different things as far as like I wanted to start like a t-shirt brand. I joined an app team.
Nice.
I was in a bunch of orgs in college and just tried to figure out like where my place was in all of this stuff. So and all along the time I was songwriting. So I've always been songwriting on acoustic guitar. And then I was just starting to get back into towards like the summer after my freshman year of college, I started recording some songs on GarageBand, and then got more into it and wanted to like keep recording really and just writing songs and putting them out there.
So that's
so
like,
just
what,
kept
2017,
2017,
18, or 16 maybe.
Probably like the end of 2017. Or no, 2018, I would say, like after my freshman year.
Right.
So right around that time, and then kept writing and recording songs and never even thought of playing a show live, and then meeting Anthony was a huge step at Boss, because he was like, yeah, I'm in a band, and I was like, what? Like a local band in Milwaukee? And so he was saying that he was in WonderfulBluffer, and that's what I was saying before. WonderfulBluffer was like one of the first bands I heard being like a local Milwaukee band. I thought that was way cool. And I went to a show at the Murray Attic and the Downer House and a few other shows around. I wasn't 21, so I didn't really see any like shows at like bars or anything like that. But kind of opened a window to like I remember seeing Fellow Kinsmen early on. Mentioned before, seeing Cullah here. Dog Bad was doing their damn thing.
Oh yeah.
So that was always really
Dog
sick. Around the time I met Isaac too.
The legend.
Yeah, fucking legend. And
I do his dance all the time.
Oh yeah, the pointing thing. Yeah, at every show.
It works for any song in 4/4 can do that song.
Yep.
Can do that dance.
Literally. Yeah, I love seeing him front row, just like getting everyone going.
And it gets it going every time. It never fails, which is what I love. And everybody else is like, "What are they doing?" And they all join in.
Yep. So yeah, I just kind of met Anthony, and I had some songs I had written and had been working on, and I was like, yo, we should like jam sometime. And went over to his place when he was living on Oakland, and he was on the cajon, and I was just on acoustic guitar. And Anthony's just such a nice, awesome dude.
He's a great man.
Just such a good person to bounce stuff back and forth on, because he'll give you just an honest outlook on it. And
yes, he will.
that was really, really sweet. I miss that dude too. I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah, I saw him recently. He comes up here to hang out, and he'll crash in my place or just hang out for a bit.
Is he coming this weekend?
I should text him.
Yeah.
He really should come this weekend. I
dude,
think he'd love it. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a text when I get out of here.
He's been to some Bluffer shows too, and every time I see him in the crowd, I'm just like, I'm doing this for you. This is all you, dude.
Yeah.
He lit the torch, man.
He's become like a really, really good guitar player.
He
too.
was John Mayer.
great
Yeah,
guitarist.
he's basically John Mayer.
Yeah, I get that. Vibe,
Oh my gosh,
definitely.
he's got like, man, his guitar phrasing like for his blues solos are just like, he wouldn't say so, but I think they're like immaculate. You know what I mean?
Right.
In like winter of last year, me, JoJo, Anthony, and our friend Celia, we all went down to Chicago to we just got like a rehearsal room, and we just wanted to jam together.
Nice.
And Anthony was just playing guitar. I was on drums and guitar, and then Celia also plays guitar. She was lead vocal. And Anthony has just become so versatile. I love jamming with him. So I don't know. Boy needs a band.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah,
he does.
He needs a band. He needs some sort of creative vehicle.
He'll probably be in Chicago for some time now. Or
Yeah, he's
I haven't caught up with him in a while.
Just like everyone else, working and taking what you can.
Yeah, he's in Lake Zurich with his folks, but I think he works in online.
So that's where all those plays are coming from.
Lake Zurich. Yeah,
Spotify
when you say
for
Lake
artists.
Zurich, yep, that's
Lake
him.
Zurich.
yeah.
Just
That's him,
Anthony's just cranking our new
I was
song.
looking at that the other day. I was like, Lake Zurich. Oh yeah, that's Anthony. 11 times, and he'll text me like, "Dude, I just listened to this song. That was sick." I'm like, "Thanks, man."
So that's who lives there.
That's the man.
We got one dude in Norway, and then we got Anthony in Lake Zurich
Right.
15 times.
Like, who's in Lake Zurich? We gotta play a show over there. Yeah, so right around the time we started jamming together, him on the cajon and me on acoustic guitar.
Right.
Michaela Hoyer, if you know Michaela.
Oh, yeah.
MK.
Photographer,
Yep.
yeah.
She was like, I went to high school with her, and we did a video production Skills USA thing together, and just kind of been in touch throughout college. And she was like, yo, a band dropped out of Fat Charlie's when it was one of the first shows they were booking, and they were like, would you want to play a show at Fat Charlie's? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah,
So I
man.
messaged Anthony. I was like, you want to do just a duo cajon guitar set? And it was in April of 2019 now. April 2nd, I believe is the date. But did a show there, and all my homies came, and a bunch of other people from the scene were there, and it was in the basement, of course. And it just went so well. Like, I had songs on SoundCloud at the time too, and all my friends knew the lyrics and stuff, and it was just so much
cool.
fun.
Good
My
feeling.
parents came, and it was
Nice.
just such a big stepping stone and milestone of I guess me deciding this music thing,
It's
fuck
an
yeah,
assurance,
I fucking love
you know.
it.
It boosts the confidence once you can just
Yeah.
get on stage and do it once. You're like, all right.
really assuring.
Yep.
And it felt so good because I mentioned I was in the band before, and I just loved the expression that we were talking about before of being on stage and just like
man.
letting out like what all needs to get out. And
Isn't it an amazing feeling?
oh my god, I fucking love it.
It's awesome.
I fucking love it.
That was high school band for me.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I got like that was just like my nervous phase from like 6th grade until like my junior year of high school, and then it was like the symphonic band, and by then like being on a stage with like 100 people felt like nothing, but like when it's just a band of like 6, then you gotta kind of reacquire skills again in order to get that confidence.
Right, because you got more eyes on you.
Yeah, and Bluffer. Well, actually, like before Bluffer, I was in Modern Joey, jam band, and I was with them for like a year, and I played bass, but it wasn't really my passion, I guess. And I had played drums in high school, but took so long to play again, and I wanted to be their bassist just to be in a band because I lived with Carl in the dorms, and he was just a decent fella. But then after I left that band, I thought I wanted to focus more on like film stuff and what I was going to school for, which I still did. But at the same time, WonderfulBluffer around like 2018, 19 was going through some lineup changes. And I remember there was a show at the Bremen Cafe.
Oh wow!
And
that takes me back. I know exactly what you're.
There was
say.
Was like I'm going
I
way
know,
back.
I know what you're
way back. And they were experimenting with like new lead vocalists and stuff. I remember Logan Ferruta from Modern Joey. He played a show with WonderfulBluffer once at Linneman's.
That was the very first show.
It was a great show, and then I sang lead vocal at Bremen Cafe with them.
Interesting.
Yeah, just because like Logan couldn't make the show or something, I don't know. But like you had just asked me if I would learn a set in like a week or two.
Classic.
I didn't though. I had the lyrics like printed on, and even then like I couldn't see because the text was too small and too far away.
Baptism by fire.
And because of that, like I was improvising like half the show what the lyrics were. It was just like I don't know. I tried to
Bremen
hide.
Cafe, you can get away with that.
It's Bremen. Yeah,
you can get away with that.
It's the place where it's the first place you play.
Yep.
You know, but it was comfortable. It was small. It was warm, and there was like I saw like I had like a dozen friends there, so I totally felt comfortable. But I was singing lead vocal with them, and I wasn't even thinking about drumming. But then Anthony, he moved back to Chicago, left the position open, and I hit up JoJo almost immediately. I was like, "Don't like interview anybody else, please. Let me get back into this. I haven't drummed since high school, and like I really loved drumming in high school, and it had been a couple years since I had played, but I picked it up again and." Like it was riding a bike, and I really missed it. And I think I had more passion for that than playing bass with Modern Joey. So I think it worked out for the best. Because now Modern Joey is like starting to come back. They've got a refreshed lineup with Christian Porter on the bass guitar. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see them.
Hell yeah! I can't wait. They're like practicing and stuff.
I was gonna say Modern Joey is one of the first names in Milwaukee out here too.
They were crushing it back in the day, right before the pandemic.
That was
a break on things.
It was like 2017. It was like Carl, Logan, myself, and Jackson Payne on drums, and but just like us, they're still going, man. That's all. That's the best bands they make. The ones that survive are like, you know, keep the vision, keep the passion, work when you can, you know, make your rent, but at the same time, if you can, get one jam in, and you know, give yourselves a show before you give an audience a show. Entertain yourselves.
Yeah, right.
Love the shit you're playing, and then people are gonna, if they see you having a good time, they want to see artists having a good time.
Feedback on that.
You got to have that, and I just can't. I can't wait for MJ to come back, and I want to play a show with them. WonderfulBluffer, I think.
Modern Joey.
I think we would. I want them back at Cooperage too. Last time I saw them play was at Cooperage. That was 21 December. And
it's been rare that I've seen Carl perform. Honestly,
he's doing some solo stuff though.
Yeah,
he's got some singles out. on Spotify that are really great.
Yeah.
If we have to put him in a genre, it's alternative country, but
All country.
you know,
Country.
all at the root of it, he's a singer-songwriter, and
Yeah.
he's got great vocals. And
Definitely.
I would check
I
him out.
love the genre alt country.
Yeah.
If
Like Tyler
there was
Childers,
one.
Sturgill
Yeah,
Simpson.
yeah, right.
Like those are some of my heroes, like just lyrical heroes that I don't know, they're the closest thing to like the folk singers of the 60s for me.
Sure.
In this generation
The
of
lyricism
music,
is a huge part for
Yep.
me.
the
so.
imagery,
Stapleton.
you know, the stripped down, how you can have a full band in an album, but you can get just as stripped down and like really passionate about something. TC, Tyler Childers, he's my guy.
Oh yeah.
I think I listened to Purgatory like at least like 90 times in the summer of like 2019. I was sitting on my porch couch and I wasn't doing a thing every day. And I lived across from the Edible Gardens on Kramer.
Oh my god, yeah.
So I would just walk over, like swipe
Wait,
some.
those people's
Yeah.
Oh dude, we
They
were
would-
neighbors. I
Wait.
remember picking
Edible Garden.
Carla
Not
from
they
like,
don't. Not those.
did you
kind of
live
edibles.
in or by that house that had that wild ass like front staircase that was going up to the third floor?
on the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our.
That was your place?
We were 72 Kramer, 2972.
I was
We-
2949
'Cause there was a dude-
2943 Murray, so like your backyard.
We were basically just a 2-level house, but there was a third like layer that this guy had been living in for like ever. And
Gotcha, yeah.
but like, we lived in that
Yeah.
house. I remember the first night we moved into that house. We lived next to like a
Is it a halfway house?
kind of a halfway house, and there were these guys who were like recovering from some stuff.
Oh shit. Gotcha.
But they would love to get off on like adrenaline. So I saw them like hanging a hammock from the top of a tree to the roof, and they were just like
Christ.
chilling on there like
Holy
10,
shit.
15 feet above the ground.
Whoa.
But like the first night we moved in, we had our windows open because it was hot as hell. They threw a lit firecracker into our kitchen.
Holy shit.
I was playing like Battlefield 1 and I had headphones on or some shit. I'm already hearing like gunfire and explosions. All of a sudden I see like flashing and like I hear popping in the kitchen.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, I whip my headphones across the room. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Logan comes in and he's like, those guys threw a firecracker in the kitchen. I thought, well,
So yeah, welcome to the neighborhood.
that's like in terms of what can happen to Milwaukee students, that's harmless.
Pretty tame, yeah.
It's crazy they would put a halfway house right in the heart of like
Welcome to-
college, UWM,
to
partying
Milwaukee.
Central.
They gotta teach you about the real world too by
Yep.
not
Yeah.
telling you anything.
Baptism
Yeah.
by fire.
Well,
I
the
really
edible-
loved that house though. Like,
Yeah.
I
Oh
listened
yeah,
to-
that whole spot.
I
over
introduced
there.
myself to so much music in that home.
Gotcha, man.
I used to not listen to like my music taste was horrible when I was a child. Like it was only top 40 radio where I grew up, middle of nowhere.
Oh sure.
See, I'm kind of.
And I had to come
Yeah,
here to
where-
listen
where
to
you-
bands
where
that
you
you were
guys
into.
from?
I am. So here's a fun fact. I was actually born in West Africa. My parents.
Holy shit, dude.
My parents are immigrants. They had to leave because of a civil war, but
Whoa.
they moved to Chicago, and so I grew up in Chicago.
Holy shit, man.
Greatest city in the world, and that's all I'll say about that. It's the greatest city. But
Chicago?
yeah, I love Milwaukee's cool. Milwaukee's cool.
Ah.
Don't crucify me, but Chicago's kind of great.
Milwaukee's Chicago's weird cousin.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. It's a cousin we don't speak about. No, yeah. So I grew up in Chicago
Okay.
and came to Milwaukee for college. Been here for like 6 years. Jeez.
I don't know about Chicago being the best city in the world, man.
I knew this was gonna happen. I was like, don't.
It's so
don't.
expensive. It's so hard to get in and out of the city.
What? Come on.
It takes forever to get one side to the other.
That's
I
the
don't know.
beauty of it, man. It's got like these huge neighborhoods with like all this
That's cool.
character.
I like the
cool.
smells.
Chicago does smell pretty good. As a
What's
man,
your favorite? What's your favorite neighborhood of Chicago?
Probably
what
like
area.
a lot of people are gonna be like raising eyebrows, but I really do like the South Side. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I grew up there, but
Okay.
it's I didn't grow up on the super far South Side, but I grew up on the South Side near enough
South
to
enough.
like Hyde Park area.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time there. I really liked it. Downtown is probably like just the entirety of downtown. I probably spent like the most amount of time hanging out. You know what I mean? Just because it's everything you can find down there. But so it'd probably be split between downtown, Hyde Park, and this like that South Side, like 67th Street. It's kind of near where I grew up.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
never been over there
Dude,
myself.
it's beautiful, man. Like Hyde Park's a great neighborhood. There's always a great comic book store over there that I would frequent. A lot of Asian restaurants that I like. Downtown in the near north side is kind of near where I went to high school and stuff like that. So I spent quite a bit of time down there. Like I love
So
Millennium
you went
Park.
to high school like downtown Chicago?
Yeah, I went
Oh,
to a
that's
school
sick.
called Walter Payton College Prep, which is like one of the top schools down there. But I loved it not necessarily because of the academics, but because of just how much I don't know, the sense of freedom or something I felt there. It was like a lot of great activities, a lot of great teachers. You know, I ran a comic book club one year, and that was just like I think I peaked there, and I don't think when I was running that comic book club. No, I love.
What was your
Chicago.
favorite to teach about?
Dude, we would have these intense debates about like which superhero.
Because you talk
could
about
be-
anime all the time, but I still don't know what your favorite is.
Well, my favorite anime ever is One Piece.
I've
which,
heard One Piece is
which
pretty
is
solid.
it's weird because like Dragon Ball Z was like my all-time favorite, but that has like a significantly less episode and manga chapter count than One Piece. One Piece has like 1,000 episodes, like 1,000 chapters, so the world building is just insane. So, but when I was running the comic book club, we would just have these intense debates about like which hero could beat this hero in a fight. Wonder Woman's my favorite superhero, if anybody's wondering.
Really?
Followed by Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, followed by Batman, followed by Batgirl. Like, I know it's weird.
Why Wonder Woman?
Dude, I was going through some stuff in high school, and like, I was.
I'm just gonna cut from that part to like our next conversation. Just kidding.
Dude, I was going through some stuff. No, but like, I was reading all these superhero comics, like a lot of Batman.
I
And
keep
stuff.
bumping this mic. I'm so sorry.
I was just so bored of Batman and all this stuff. So I was like, I went to my favorite store and I was like, bro, hit me up with like some Wonder Woman stuff, like what she's about. And he recommended this comic book from like, I think it was like the early 2010s. It's like the New 52 run of Wonder Woman. And it was just like a continuous story from like beginning to end, like 42 chapters or so. Same artist, same writer for the most part.
Wow.
A lot of American comics tend to switch writers or artists every like 6 issues or so. And it was just a really good story. And when I was reading it, I just couldn't think about anything bad. I was like, wow, this is just awesome. And so she became my favorite superhero, you know? So, yeah, dude, Wonder Woman
Nice.
for the win. Anyways, that's a little fun fact about myself.
Where are you from, Ryan? I keep calling you Ryan. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Your name's Ryan. I thought it was RJ. Is that
My-
what the
my-
R stands
My
for?
Christian name is Ryan James Zebarth.
Government name.
Yeah,
I feel like
actually, that's what my like little baby ink prints are on. Says Ryan James.
I can still just picture your UWM email, like on the boss thing when we had to shift together. It's like R. Maybe there was a J in there. Z
it was-
bar.
You
then-
know what's funny is they were easy on me. It was Zbart 3. They took
Oh
out,
yeah, okay.
It was
then
like
wasn't
everything
R.
but the H, and they were like, let's throw a 3 in there just to keep the
Zbart.
hackers away or whatever.
Keep the
I
man
still got
on his
fished like
toes.
twice at UWM, so it doesn't matter.
So funny.
But I'm from like, it's called Rosendale, which is in
Rosendale.
the middle of Wisconsin, middle of nowhere. It's where 2 country highways intersect.
Rosendale.
It's where someone thought, okay,
Country road.
these 2 roads intersect. Let's build a town.
Wow.
It's very small.
How
but
many? What's the population there?
I think last time I saw the sign, it said the town sign. It was like 1,093. Wow. My graduating class in high school was 70.
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit.
Wasn't much of an art scene there.
Yeah.
I mean, like I played. It was mostly like sports and then like enter the workforce. You know.
Sure. With lots of farmers.
I used to
up
love.
there.
I used to love baseball. Surrounded by farms.
Yeah.
So like all I really could do, like other than like teaching myself to like play guitar, was like my first instrument. I played baseball a lot, but there just wasn't a lot of championing of live like arts, or there were like art classes in school, but for being a public school with how little children it had, it didn't go too in depth, I guess, in that world, which is why I felt such a culture shock when I moved to Milwaukee, living in a small town my whole life. And it was just infinitely more exciting and just interesting.
Oh, yeah.
There's like interesting characters both where I grew up and in Milwaukee. They're just so different from each other, and the amount of cultures that I've kind of, dipped a toe into and like getting to experience the music scene here versus, just the scene in Rosendale. It's entirely
Oh
different.
my god. Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. I still love where I'm from, but I think I prefer living in the city.
Sure.
I feel more motivated here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you still have family over there?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty close with my parents. They
What-
live in Rosendale still.
Gotcha. What's the closest city to, like, big city to Rosendale?
It's like perfectly placed between Fond du Lac and Oshkosh.
Oh, okay.
So
So
it's near.
straight shout out.
Yeah, it's like west of Fond du Lac, which is at the bottom of like Lake Winnebago.
Sure. Yep. Okay.
And then like it's a half-hour drive from Appleton, so
Gotcha.
it's fun to go up there.
Yep.
I always liked Milwaukee, Madison, Appleton. Those are like the three hubs I like to hit.
Yeah, I haven't really been to Appleton.
It's small, but
Their music scene seems crazy. From
Yeah.
the Mile of Music and hearing about that.
That is where that is.
Jesus.
and it's also where we found the studio we've been recording stuff at lately.
Oh, shit.
It's,
Cool.
Rock Garden Studios
Really,
In Appleton?
in Appleton.
Really beautiful studio.
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
It's run by this guy Mark Gold, who's just the nicest dude. He's clearly recorded a lot of people, and we just feel in very good hands, I think.
Yeah.
He looks a lot like Jeff Lynne from the Electric
He looks
Light
very much like
Orchestra.
Jeff Lynne. Oh my God, I never even realized
Jeff
that.
Link.
Jeff Lynne from he's like the main guy in like
Jeff
the
Lynne.
Electric Light Orchestra, and it's like
Yellow.
uncanny.
Okay.
It's scary.
They do Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that band. Mhm.
Yeah.
Guardians of the
Okay, there we
Galaxy, I am too.
But no, yeah, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and
Yeah.
the energy of the city. It's the classic story.
Oh, I
you
can
know.
imagine, yeah.
Small town, big city.
Yep.
Bigger city.
Yeah,
Are you guys recording some more stuff recently?
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So we just dropped Napalm Showers that
Yep.
came out right
I
at the
listened
New
to
Year.
that today. It's very good.
That was a fun one to do. Didn't take too long to record. Mostly did everything live
Yeah.
and then just overdubbed like the solos and vocals and stuff. So we're currently also recording Pink Dollar Bills, which is written by RJ. That
fuck
one's
yeah.
pretty much almost done. Mostly just mixing and then adding like a shaker.
Yeah, we're just gonna do one more mix, and then the one instrument I forgot to do is I got this little Meinl shaker because someone told me it had like some sort of jungly like beat to it. I don't know what they meant by that, but like all I know is like picturing it, I wanted a shaker, and I totally neglected to record it while we were there.
Easy enough thing to add, which is it's
Yeah.
gonna be sick. And then the last one we're doing so far, we're gonna keep going back, but the last one we kind of already started on a song called Love Bomb, which our sax player Julia sings on
Yep.
that one. That one's always fun to do live as well. That
Three,
one's
three new
nice.
singles.
yeah,
total.
3 new
Cool.
singles. Yep,
Gotcha.
each with a different singer, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Fritz does Napalm, RJ does Pink Dollar Bills, and
Kind
then
of
Julia
introducing
does the other one.
the co-
Drumming and
Yeah.
singing.
introducing
singing
the co-lead sound into
Yeah.
the world, you know.
Yeah, so
Sick.
these are all, that's one thing I love about the band too. It's just like I'll play anything that sounds fun or that we all agree is fun, you know. So like being able to do a song where this person sings or that person sings or this one's more upbeat or that one's more bluesy. It's like just throw it at me, let's go.
What would you say your genre is?
You know, a lot of people
Because I've been
it's
trying to explain like Wonderful Bluffer to people
Dude.
promoting the show. I'm like funk, rock, bluesy.
I use like I always tell
Maybe
people
not
like the blanket like term I use, and I don't even know if it's accurate, but I just use like, oh yeah, we're similar like the 70s rock kind of sound, you know, just to give people like a general overview. Some people will say like blues, progressive, rock kind of stuff. I guess it's just a little bit of everything you can fit underneath like that rock and roll umbrella.
I've heard Ben Slowey of Breaking and Entering
Yeah.
say he refers to us mainly as prog blues.
Prog blues rock.
Prog blues.
So like
I can think of
I-
like one or two songs that maybe fit
Maybe.
that genre.
prog.
But I appreciate it.
we if we're in person like talking to somebody and they ask us like what we do, I think more often than not we'll always respond with like we play rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take
Because-
from that whatever you need.
We don't really need a sub genre to preface it with because I think we've tried so many and we enjoy so many subgenres of rock music that we want to experiment and see what resonates best with people. And I think this next lineup of songs we've got coming out is our most experimental and ambitious takes on the way we see things.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think we've really pushed ourselves as as musicians, as artists, and as people to get to this point. And I'm excited for people to kind of see how it's differed from our first album from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or more like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say rock, you know.
Fuck yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
How often do you
we
guys
like rock.
practice then? And do you guys like jam at practice?
Oh, yeah,
to, like,
absolutely.
Right there.
We'll always like open.
Because you guys have
practice
6
with
people in
jam.
the band?
6 people,
Damn,
yeah.
that's
Usually,
crazy.
you
It's
know,
a lot of volleying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Like, because Julia and Will almost have like opposite schedules, it seems sometimes. So usually, at least recently.
Sometimes the whole group, sometimes not.
Yeah, exactly. So in like the, you know, when we really had a lot of time and stuff like that, it was once a week for sure. No problem there. But these days, it's more like, it's still like once a week if we can get it. But, you know, especially around the holidays, it's tough because everybody's got different things going on. Or some of us work retail, and that has to use some juggling and stuff like that. You know.
I work long hours too. Like
Yeah.
during the regular season, I won't be home guaranteed until like at the latest like 7 o'clock at night.
Wow,
Yeah.
sure.
All of my
Right.
shifts
So-
usually go from like 9:45 in the morning to 8:15 in the evening. 10 hours. 10 hours, boy.
We've had
all
some
the
late.
time.
We've had some late ones.
We
Jojo, what do you do for work?
I am an assistant manager in the Milwaukee Public Market at the candy store, and we're like short-staffed. So
What's the
Cares Candy, yeah, it's
Caters
okay.
Candy.
That's
Cares,
how
yeah.
it's pronounced.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cares.
Cares?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
you know,
never pronounced it like
it's,
Cares.
it's the classic. We're short-staffed, and it pays really well, which is why I've stuck around for so
Sure.
long. But yeah, the hours are crazy.
So you're like in the public market.
Yeah, like proper.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, pays the bills and all that stuff. And, you know, I don't know how I do it, but, you know, I don't drink coffee or anything, but I'll go to
Wow.
work. I'll go to work and then crush a rehearsal immediately
Flex.
after. I mean, I wish I didn't have to do that. I want to play video games, man. Have more time for that fun stuff. But, yeah, you know, it's not so bad. All the
9 to 8?
Yeah, 9:45
Wow.
to 8:15. I don't usually get home till like 8:45.
How many hours a week?
Let's see. Sundays I work 8 hours, so usually tends to be like 38 hours a week.
Oh, okay.
During the holiday season, though, I worked 7
Basically
days straight.
full-time.
Like 1 week, I worked for
Yeah.
7 freaking days straight, and I don't know how I did that. But it's, you know,
Yeah, sure.
it pays the bills. It lets me buy new guitars.
Yeah.
And
right.
but
Just got that new one.
yeah, man. So like,
Wait, so 38 hours a week,
yeah.
8 hours on Sunday.
So yeah, so it's
Is
8
that
hours.
Monday through Friday?
So it's a weird schedule. It's
I was
my
gonna say, I was like trying to
Here's
in my head. I was like,
here's
what?
how weird my schedule is. So Sundays I work 8 hours. I work 9:45 to 6:15, with a 30-minute break in there, and then I work Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I have Fridays and
Sunday,
Saturdays.
Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yep, and during a fully staffed week, we usually cut the hours in January.
like the donut shift.
There you go, the donut shift.
There's like a hole, and then it's
Sure,
more
right.
It's 'cause-
donut.
Right.
I go up to Wauwatosa on Tuesdays for piano lessons that I take and stuff like that. Now I'm starting to teach somebody like guitar pretty regularly on
Sure,
Tuesdays. So
right.
like Tuesdays are my day off, but really I'm running around town for like 6 hours or something like that. So I mean it's a lot, but you know the goal is to
It's nice you got 3 days off technically.
yeah,
I guess.
and we'll usually have a rehearsal on a Friday, so at least one of those days I get like the full day to myself, unless there's a gig, but that's fun, so it's not really work. It's a little exhausting, all this stuff, but it's fun,
That's true.
You got to keep on going.
Oh yeah.
I love how gigs don't feel like work anymore.
Yeah, it's just
Oh
fun.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Starting out, it's like pretty daunting, but after a while, you're just like,
You kind of settle into a groove where you're like,
Yeah.
okay,
I
we
would say once you get used to the process of
Yeah.
how things go, it's
balancing your work life, and then it's looking at a gig like, yeah, I'm exerting a lot of energy, but it's not work.
exactly. And I feel like it carries me through the rest of the week. When I
Yeah.
can play a gig, I'm significantly more happy throughout the week, especially if it's a good gig, like at a good place with a good crowd and good sound. It's just like, that's great.
We've been playing a bunch of
Yeah.
shows lately. My mood's like extravagant right
Yeah,
now.
dude.
So
oh fuck yeah.
After that
it's-
first show on
with
Friday,
this weekend coming up, like
it's going to be fucking awesome.
I get real giddy this time when we got this many shows lined up.
Oh
And
yeah.
Yeah.
If in working, I realize like when I am working and I know I got a show coming up though, it's like it doesn't feel like work anymore
Yeah.
because I know I've
Mm-hmm.
got enough time dedicated to my projects.
And it gets you, you're looking forward to something, you know what I mean? Rather than just like crashing on the weekends or just going out. You got something like, I don't know, it's an experience you're looking forward to. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
my favorite part about booking everything, because I've been booking all these shows for a while, and it's not a huge lineup, but it's like a quality lineup, for the most part. And what's fun about this is honestly just interacting with all these different bands and meeting all these different bands. Eventually, I'm looking forward to that the most. Like just making new connections.
Oh yeah.
You know, them checking out our music and being like, "You guys are awesome." Me checking out their music, be like, "No, you guys are awesome." And then us coming together at the show, be like, "We're all equally awesome." You know what I mean? I'm looking
How
forward
much
to that.
did we make?
And because I think Christian was on the podcast recently, he was talking about this Cooper's show. It's like, it's a gig, but it's also like gonna be just a party. Like so many people are gonna be there, friends and fans and just everybody.
Christian has thrown many parties.
Yeah, it's gonna be
with his DJing.
It's gonna be a blast. You know what I mean? So it's like more than just getting on stage and shredding some guitar. It's like, I'm gonna get to hear you guys jam out, get to hang out with all these people. A lot of people are coming who have never seen our band before, but they've been telling me they're excited. You know, that kind of stuff. I've been seeing people I don't even know sharing the event. You know, people who are kind of on the outside of like what we consider a little Milwaukee music community, and it's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be a party.
I think just focusing on having a good time is
right.
really important, and of course there's the business
side
of it, how much money there is, but also
don't if you think about
try
that
to save that for Sunday a little bit.
Yeah, yep. You think about that stuff too much, it gets sad kind of quick. Like,
that is what it is, though.
Yeah.
But there's always one more show.
Exactly.
There's always one more show.
Oh yeah.
What I love about Cooper's too is like everyone who shows up there, like there's so many that I know I'm gonna be like, as soon as I step off stage, I'm gonna be like partying with them right after.
Oh yeah,
because the next band's already on.
We're like, oh boy, we're going last, so we're gonna gotta.
It's like
pace
you gotta survive so you can get up those stairs.
And I love that it's an earlier show too, because then that means we won't all be dead at the end of it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Yep.
I heard maybe Mad Planet after.
Oh.
Really? Okay.
That could be fun.
Man, so it'll be Cooperage, then Mad Planet, and then the day after we're going to Madison.
Drive to Madison for like a 3 p.m. load. 3 p.m. load in.
Oh wow!
I think it's something like that.
3 p.m.
I'll sleep until 1. I'll be fine.
It's always like
stay up till 4.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Earlier show on Sunday at the Burr Oak.
I think it starts.
The Burr Oak.
I think doors are at 7, so it's like an hour push back from like what this show would be. But like I think they do load in at like 4 actually. Like,
you guys played in Madison yet before?
Yeah, we played at a place called the Barley Pop Live. It's
Barley
like a newer
Pop. I have heard of that place too.
We played there with a Colorblind Chameleon.
Yeah, it was like a newer
great
craft
show.
Bar kind of thing.
That was such a great show.
That was fun, dude. That's the show where Will like ripped that solo on our song Miscommunication, and now he plays it the same way every time, and I love it because that's so.
The shirts came off too because it was hot in there. It was summer, like the end of summer, August type heat.
Oh my god!
Dude, yeah.
We played a show in Madison, and all of the shirts came off.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It was so fucking hot.
I bet.
Well, and they didn't have any there was no windows open.
Oh my gosh, that's
no
right.
doors. Oh. So you got to do what you got to do.
Oh yeah. We're thinking about doing a blazers and no shirts underneath.
Dude,
how
very 2000.
I don't know. I was being bashful this morning in my head. I was like, I don't know if that's the vibe.
Oh, for Saturday? That's what you guys doing for Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the vibe though.
What about kilts?
Kilts would be sick. I don't know if I can
or no, not kilts. What's the word I'm looking for?
Suspenders?
Togas?
Toga.
Oh man!
I was also thinking I put this shirt on. I haven't been wearing it in a while.
Dude, I was looking at
the
Canadian
do the Canadian tux. Yeah.
You
just need some really tight jeans and then like some jean underwear, like some jean socks.
Some underwear.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Jean hat.
Yeah. Chat.
Oh my god!
Everything is just starts
at that point.
Got my jorts, my jat.
You're just Canadian at that point.
Oh yeah, Canadian.
Canadian. Oh my, I love it. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a vibe for sure.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I was gonna ask you, so like with you starting to play with like people in Milwaukee, as far as like I'm going right back to your beginning, I guess again. But what was like a one influence that like still actively affects the way you like try to come up with music?
As far as like writing?
Yeah, like lyrics in particular.
Oh, man, it's been getting harder and harder to write lyrics lately.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know what? I've been feeling that. Why have we all been feeling that? Like,
no clue, man. Maybe like, I don't know.
For me, it's been.
I'm trying to like witness life before I start writing about it because I still don't know what I'm writing about.
Right.
Sometimes.
Part of me is like,
I feel like too aimless, and it's like you got to have some sort of thing you're trying to let people in on.
Right.
in order for it to feel like a song that people should care about.
Right.
You know, and lately I've just been kind of like,
Sorry, that's gross.
I've been grunting all week, man. I'm a little.
I know what you
a little
mean
phlegmy.
though, because it really I want to have substance to write about, and when we just release an album, I felt like I got a lot of stuff out of that album, and I don't want to repeat myself too specifically, but also I have been writing, like this last week I started writing a song I'm really, really liking so far.
Yeah.
But just not thinking too much about it, I think has been a little bit more tough lately. Just constantly doing shows rather than being in more of like a songwriting kind of state of mind.
Right.
Which like
Can't force it.
You know, I've got some trips planned coming up here. Like I'm gonna be in Europe for a few weeks, so I really just want to like
sick. Where?
Going to Amsterdam,
Nice.
Great.
France, like Paris, Annecy, kind of like on the outskirts of Paris or like countryside France.
Are you like taking a vehicle? Are you on a cruise?
We're
What you
flying,
doing?
and then me and my girlfriend are taking like trains
Nice.
/
Oh, sick.
planes.
So you guys are just.
we're just going for
It's all
quite some
connected.
time.
Might as well.
Oh, I know, right? It's
Yeah.
like once you get over there, I've been to Europe twice before.
Nice.
Never been.
Man, it's so cool. I'm so excited to go back. I was actually in Europe right when COVID hit, like March 12th.
Oh, wow.
March 12th is when our flights, me and the person I was dating at the time, we had a flight March 12th to go to Copenhagen. I mean, this whole Europe trip planned out.
And
it was just
kibosh.
as we were getting
that's where you
there,
were
like
when
things
it landed?
started. It was like the epicenter at the time too, and it was like.
Were you
what's
part of the
going on?
the people who like couldn't come home right away?
No, we got home.
okay.
Yeah, we had to buy a really expensive flight back early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it shot
our-
up like.
Yeah, and it was like an
exponentially.
empty flight. It was crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was one of those. But we're going to Amsterdam, France, Spain, and then flying out of Lisbon.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. And just doing shit like that.
Lisbon's in what country?
Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah,
Nice.
never been there, or Spain.
That's
Really
like
excited
west
about
of
those.
Spain, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's like
I've heard really good
attached
things.
to it.
Yep. Just the end.
I was like moderately okay at geography in school, so
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, Europe is cool. Like, and
Nice.
every time I look at like Europe and like the Mediterranean, and then once you get to the Middle East, my brain is just like, what? Like that exists? But
Yeah.
then when they look over at us, they know everything about America. It seems sometimes.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Because we're the best, right? Chicago, apparently.
Hey,
We've like reinvented the
sticking to my
phrase
word.
number one.
We are number one.
Schmitty Werbin.
Smitty
Jagerman
Werbin,
Jansen.
Yeah.
His hat, Mr. Krabs.
He was
Remember,
number
licking doorknobs is
one.
illegal on other planets.
He was number one.
Just to establish what our generation is, that was a SpongeBob quote.
I don't even know if I remember the door licking quote, to be honest.
What episode was that from?
It's a deep cut.
That's an older one.
That's definitely
Yeah.
season 1
Yeah,
or
is
2.
It was the good ones.
Yeah, the first 4 seasons.
Oh my god. Do you guys watch South Park?
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a
Occasionally.
long time, but I used
There's
to.
that episode where
used to
Stan's
watch it.
dad takes the world's biggest shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I could picture
yes.
that.
And
I
then-
didn't watch the show, but everyone's seen that, at least a gif of that moment.
That one-
Just goes to the
Oh
ceiling.
god, here comes
Dude, that's a good
I was just
Randy
thinking,
Marsh
like,
impression.
Bono. I love
Yeah,
Randy
Bono
Marsh.
with like a
He thinks that he's-
sentient shit.
He wants to be number one because he was always number two. That's what the quote was.
My parents were
It's a
like,
great
my parents were
episode.
like
Oh
dead
my
shit
gosh.
terrified of that sense of humor in TV, so they did not let us watch that growing
Dude,
up.
I love South
rightfully
Park.
so.
Bro, the
Rightfully
World
And,
of
like-
Warcraft episode.
But like, I watched.
Oh
some-
my god.
I watched. Is that still South Park?
yeah,
The World of Warcraft.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I'm pretty sure Logan showed me that one.
dude, that
Man,
episode.
bathroom, bathroom.
That is
She
that
goes down.
she
Oh,
goes
no.
down with like the fucking pan and he just shits in
all over her. She's
Oh
like,
my-
"Oh, good boy."
it. Yeah,
I have no idea what's happening.
that episode.
Oh my god.
That episode is so good. Oh my
so
god.
fucking funny.
I could, man, like old school South Park, if that's even considered old school, is like oh
The
my
Sword
gosh.
of a Thousand Truths.
Yeah.
You know, you've never seen that one?
And they're
That's
like-
like one of the best.
I haven't
South
watched a
Parks.
lot.
It's
I know
so
it's like
funny.
it's like satirical, right?
Oh yeah,
It's like a total like
it was always on.
hyper extension of what American citizens are like.
It was always on top of stuff too, because the
Yeah.
animation only took like
Yeah.
a
They
week
make
to
fun
do,
of. Just
and so they would get
I love the
everything like
animation though, like the 2D cutting. Out type.
They make
thing.
fun of everybody.
Everything you can imagine.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, and
like,
they're still making new
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
right?
it's just so
It's
funny.
oh gosh, I remember when they did that big one, Imagination Land. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
I
where it's just like
remember that.
it was just this
Yeah.
huge war between all the good like imaginary things like Aslan from like Narnia and all these versus like all the evil stuff. Man, bear, pig. It's man, bear, pig. I told you he was real. Yep. Maybe he's half man, half bear pig. No.
I
He's
feel like
half
I've
bear.
seen a clip of that
Dude.
war.
Is that just making fun of mythology in general?
It was just one of those random things, and then he comes out, and he
Yeah.
turns out to be real because somebody imagined him to be real. He like rips these scientists in half.
Well, anything that can be thought of is real.
Exactly. Oh, you've entered the existential hour.
So by that, okay, so this is a question I've had in my brain for a while. So you know how there's like the everything you can think of is real, and maybe everything you can think of maybe exists in another dimension,
Yeah.
right?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
This is the
Is that possible, right?
Existential.
It's not impossible.
So
I
like
think-
as an example of like everything everywhere all at once.
No spoilers.
Like there's
I love that
I'm
movie.
giving a spoiler alert right now.
Spoiler alert.
There's the
Cover-
dimension where they
cover.
have all like the noodly fingers and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like why? Like who's to say that? I don't know. I feel like the reality we live in from most day to day, at least for me, is that it's just so normal to me, and it's like not crazy. And I was talking to Shell Bells about this on the podcast last, but I was like, why are we living in the most like structured, like there's five
Dull.
senses, and there are miracles and crazy shit that happens and synchronicities. I do believe in that, and like some crazy coincidences, but like why isn't there a reality of where like maybe like a little leprechaun just like appears like on the table and is like starts saying some crazy shit? Like why doesn't that ever, like why doesn't that happen? But you can think of it, but why doesn't that happen in our reality?
Well, see, that's a good question. I mean, like, but who's to say this is the most like structured? There might be things and stuff that happen in our reality that would be considered like abnormal in these other realities. You know what I mean? Like a plane that can fly through the air. You know what I mean? Might be considered really strange in a dimension where like, I don't know, everything is made of grass or something. I don't really know where I'm going with that, but like, if
I'd be super fucking allergic.
We're just
until we-
rocks that talk to each other.
Yeah, like until we can like
Right.
like
Spoiler alert.
and-
It's a very tiny part of the movie.
Not a spoiler of story, just
I'm-
aesthetic.
I'm gonna have to watch that like within this next weekend. I've been.
You've
wanting to
never
watch
seen it?
No,
Oh,
I-
my
I- I
bad.
ordered-
That's
I ordered
okay.
it.
I thought
I
you
ordered it
saw
on. I
it.
ordered it on Blu-ray.
See, I was gonna.
We can watch it soon.
Sorry, I
I
thought-
loved. No, you're all good.
I thought you watched.
I went to like film.
I didn't give too much
film
of it.
like studies school, so I love watching just bizarre.
we had some
movies.
classes.
Yeah. But yeah, with the whole like existentialism and like why is our reality so simple? I feel like it's all a matter of perspective, Like until we can discover other realities. And I do believe in like alternate dimensions and things like that. This universe is just too vast and too all this for like this here and now, this planet to just be the only thing, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be more out there. I don't know if we have to cross through like a wormhole or something, but you never know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm answering the question, but
You
It
know,
could be
and it's like,
worse.
why isn't there a dimension where I'm the only person on planet Earth with like a unicorn?
who knows? Maybe there is.
Head. You know, there could be, but
could.
why isn't it this one? Why isn't it this one? If I feel that, God, I've thought of this for many.
We've been
many
given the
years.
gift to like
Hits the
I
death.
know.
do-
At least we have the gift of like asking ourselves the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where instead of just rolling with everything, at least we have movies like
That can explore those.
Everything
questions,
Everywhere
yeah.
All at Once that like invoke conversation and
Like, why
Beca-
isn't there
because
a reality
it's being
where
talked about.
JoJo is the only person on planet Earth where he has wings and can fly?
All right, that'd be
Like,
sick.
why isn't that?
I would like to think that universe is not too far away.
Whoa, y'all know.
We got a
something I don't?
refracted reality.
Yeah.
Maybe that reality is happening just behind this wall, but maybe it's not our wall that it's happening behind.
Maybe everything's just happening like everywhere all at once, guys.
Maybe.
Yeah. I do believe in like also like different dimensions as far as like in the galaxy, but also within the planet Earth. I do believe in like dimensions that you can
Like pocket
step
dimensions.
to. Yeah, and you can like see depending on what kind of drugs you're on, but like, like what kind of
or how much sleep
you know,
you've had.
yeah, they literally. I do think that if you pull an all-nighter between the hours of like
Oh, I was horrible. I
3
used to be
a.m.
horrible at
and
sleep.
6 a.m., there's a portal that you
There was like a period in my life where I would stay up for upwards of like 30 hours sometimes.
We're entering the time warp. It's a time
No,
warp.
you like naturally start to feel like you're drunk if you stay up for too long. I think the longest I'd ever stayed awake. I'm not saying you should do this. Please don't do this. I was in a state. But if you're ever awake for at least 30 hours, you start to realize like how small you are, and then you will topple over. Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty intense.
That is scary.
But
think
you
that was
get
just
you get
your
some perspective.
experience, or do you think?
No,
that
it was
you'll feel that.
It was
every time?
when I had like a creative rut. And I was just like trying to stay awake to try and figure out what my path was going to be in making music and stuff. But like, I think that was even before COVID too. There wasn't even any real thing ailing me at that point, you know? And I
feel before COVID though, we all had our like. It still was a tough
there
world.
were, I don't know. I guess I had moments before COVID that I still think about. In terms of like when I write music, like for instance, we're releasing a single that I wrote like 6 years ago. I didn't know what to do with it. And it's funny how things you write so long ago can maintain significance to something that happens years later. And I'm just so happy that we're all here talking, you know?
Oh yeah.
I think it was such a significant event, and I don't want to keep talking about COVID because everybody in the world
I
talks
know.
about
It's
COVID.
like, can we stop talking about COVID
But
for
like,
once for a while?
I just want to
It's good to look.
I just
want
to appreciate the fact that like there have been so many creators that I've known in this city in particular. I'm very fond of Milwaukee, like, and the people I've gotten to hear their stories about, and I'm just so pleased with the resilience of my friends. And I'm appreciative of this scene that I feel like we've built for ourselves, starting from being children, like actual children, with just like it's like children with talent. But then if you hone in on your craft, it becomes an artist in a profession. And I feel like so happy to be here at this podcast. You know that you've gained enough of a following to where you can have a podcast to further, you know, your expanse in exploring new artists and getting to know new people. And I'm grateful for having joined this band too, because I really didn't think I would be where I am right now. Like if I asked my 17-year-old self what I thought I would be in 6-7 years, never in a million years thought this. But just like with a huge pandemic, you can't expect anything. So
Yeah. Well, thank you. But you know,
Yeah.
we're all right where we need to be.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
Same.
and like I said, the shows are going to keep coming.
Oh yeah.
I
They're gonna
think
keep ripping.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
because with the studio we found too, like I want you to check it out. Like
Yeah, the
I
one in
want you
Appleton.
and your boys to check out Rock Garden Studios if you do want to explore new places to like
Yeah.
hear yourselves in. Rock Garden, it's really I feel very homey there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's close to where I grew up.
Yeah.
And
Right.
It's kind of strange sharing that space with everybody down here.
With some fibs.
My father actually, yeah,
Chicago is the greatest city in the world.
he's gonna hold on Chicago. I just wanted to mention one more thing. I've been talking a long time.
Oh, you're
but,
chilling.
but Rock Garden Studios, where we recorded, my dad actually recorded. He was born in 1961. He's been playing in bands in the 80s and 90s around Madison, and he's been writing songs ever since he was like my current age, you know.
Yeah.
And he just recorded some singles at the same place we've been recording our singles.
Oh, like recently?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, fuck
He-
yeah.
he,
Right before us, yeah.
That's
He
sick.
recorded like basically it's an album collection of works that some of the songs he wrote in like late 80s, early 90s. And he just recently got a professional setting to do it in.
Wow.
And when he told me that he did that, we looked into that studio. He was the reason why we even found the place in the first place.
So do they record it for you and then you mix it yourselves, or are they mixing it for you?
Mark Gold, he's a one-man show. He's in the seat behind he's got this Angus console with like an infinite number of bells and whistles. Wow. Like he has access to analog and digital gadgets up the butt. Like the whole studio is absolutely. It's a really wonderful space.
It's up the butt.
And I'm just saying, like, he's a one-man show. He mixes and masters, and he's given us some really great takes of stuff. And my dad just recently he got his song Mosany on the radio in the Appleton area, just because of the people he met through Mark. And I don't know, that's made me realize too that even beyond Milwaukee, every city has their own music community.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I have heard the Appleton music scene is really sick.
I need to look into that Mile of Music like this year.
Oh, I know the applications filled up
already.
I don't know if the applications fill up or
they just got so many to look through already.
They basically because they got mentioned in the Rolling Stone last summer.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so like when the applications opened up, I think there was only a limited amount of applications they were accepting.
Yeah.
And they filled up in like 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh, people were waiting for it.
Maybe less than that.
So, camping out.
And it's kind of like you gotta know somebody to really boost your odds, but also it seems like a great gig if you can get in there, because they'll like maybe get you a day slot and then maybe or like an afternoon slot and then maybe a night slot the next night, and then they like put you up in a hotel. They like get you like dental shit, like you can do like all this, like they like treat you like a rock star for that whole weekend.
Cater to your whim.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
your every whim.
Well, now I know that.
Your whim.
It's a very old phrase.
I figured.
I don't know where I've never used that ever in my life.
Cater to your whim.
Every whim.
Cater to your every whim.
Well, it's like I'm going on a whim.
Yeah.
Whim?
Whim?
What is a whim? WHIM.
Like I always
like
think
a
about
feeling.
it like,
it's a feeling.
Like I feel like it's like short notice. You know what I mean? Like I did it on a whim, or like I don't know.
A whim. Like I just have an urge.
What's it say?
Defining our generation who likes to define words at the second we hear them, a sudden desire or change of mind, especially one that is unusual or unexplained.
So they're catering to your whim.
Your sudden desire.
So basically, you can be the worst guest in the world and have the worst requests. And if you fulfill them, you are catering to their every whim.
The dental thing's interesting. It's like, I've been to the dentist.
Well, they would be catering to your whim.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Because if you
is that where whimsy comes from?
Whimsy?
What about whimsical?
Because it's out of the ordinary.
Oh.
It's very whimsical. WonderfulBluffer.
Oh.
The sequel.
Hey guys, we need to change the band name.
No, I heard someone at the Montrose where we played in Chicago. Someone said, like, I once saw a band called Wonderful. You guys are way better.
Wonderful.
But like,
I think that's
just like setting yourself up for headlines. Like the band Wonderful is terrible.
Yeah, the band Wonderful. Why they're actually bad?
That's just a bad.
That's what we were gonna ask you. Your band name.
Oh,
Social
Sig.
The origin of the name.
Story.
Yes, break it down.
I must put
I
hands
was
on
gonna say
you.
one thing when I think of like band names is like what will come up if you search it on Google.
Yeah, that one. There's
Like
no other.
Bluffer, Stone Theory, I think are both good names.
Yeah, you won't see like a lot of other suggestions, which is nice.
Yeah.
We got the 2-word bands.
Yeah.
That's the theme.
Oh yeah.
When
How many syllables?
I feel bad for places that have like a marquee. They're like, oh God, do we have enough letters for for this band? But yeah, tell us about Social Sig.
Yes. So basically, I'm trying to remember. Not remember, but I was about to say it's been asked this many a times on the podcast. I apologize if any of them
like
are different from each other.
Every time.
Just lie to us, just so it's something different.
Right. No, basically in college, when I moved into a house on Murray, I was talking about on our sophomore year of college. I
Yep.
moved in with like 5 other dudes, and we were like all smoking vapes and stuff around that time, and
Nice.
like kind of dabbling with a little nicotine here and there, and then I was a pretty big instigator of buying these big filters, like a big box of like 200 cigarette filters. So it was basically a cigarette filter with like it looked like a cigarette, but with no tobacco inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically like try to narrow out the or like flatten out the paper, and you can like stuff tobacco inside. So we have this big bag of tobacco, and we'd have them in my living room, and we would basically every time we had people over, we would just like sit around this table, like just pulling out like heaves of tobacco and just like stuffing them with tobacco basically, and
Yeah.
we call them social cigs.
Interesting.
Because we're all like, oh, this is just like social. Like we're not like actually smoking cigarettes. This is just like a social thing. And so that was just like something we would do for a few months, and then also just like the term social cig of just like the idea of being at like a show or a party and just like having a conversation over a social over a cigarette.
I'm in
It's
a
always,
cigarette, like, hey
I
man,
dig
can I
that.
have
yeah, literally.
That's
It's just
actually- that's
such
really
a very special moment, and I think that it's
I
just
love it.
like a small piece of like a human interaction that a lot of people can relate with. And I was looking for a band name for a while because I was going by Arcilla Kid when I mentioned I was.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yes.
We played our first show under Arcilla
Oh
Kid.
my
Actually, it was me and
gosh.
Anthony.
That's right.
And
Wow.
so Arcilla is my
Throwback.
middle name.
Oh, that's
So
a
that
cool
was
middle
on the
name.
Fat Charlie's bill.
Yeah, Arcilla
Okay.
Kid. Yep.
Is that Greek? What is Arcilla?
It's my middle name. So my mom is Filipino,
Oh,
and I'm half
okay.
Filipino, and her maiden name is Arcilla. Arcilla.
Okay.
And she had has 4 sisters, and just as a way to carry on the last name,
Okay.
Arcilla was a lot of the grandchildren's middle name.
That's
so
pretty sick.
me and all my brothers have the same middle name, Arcilla.
Okay.
So Arcilla Kid was kind of like oh, that's kind of cool. It kind of comes off the tongue a little bit, but I wasn't crazy about it. You know,
Yeah.
I thought it was like very kind of like more of a pop name, almost like I almost wanted to be like a figure under like a bigger pseudonym, or not pseudonym, moniker
Yeah.
of like a band name for
Yeah.
a while. I didn't want people to like be walking down the street and see me and be like, "Yo, what's up, Arcilla Kid?"
Yeah.
Like,
It
It
ah.
sounds.
It's
It,
like
it
a
does
group.
kind of singular.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah,
Where you
yeah.
wanted something more that could encompass a bigger group.
bigger project, bigger
understandable. Right.
project. And so I
So
was
it's just,
searching
like,
for a
one
long
kid.
time. And do you know Ryan Marincic at Boss?
Oh
Bro-
yeah,
Bro
she used to
Ryan?
drive. Yeah.
This was
I knew her when I worked there. Yeah.
one summer. I think it was summer of 2019. It must have been maybe earlier in June. A few months after playing that first show at Fat Charlie's, I was still just looking for the right name and just brand that encompassed everything. And she came into work, and we were just about to start the shift, and she was like, "Yo, last night was so crazy. I went to Summerfest, and after I saw Young the Giant, I smoked a social cig with Young the Giant."
Oh
then-
snap.
Oh, so she coined it.
She coined it, yeah, she
Oh,
did.
sick. That's cool.
And so, well, we called them social cigs before, technically, but she mentioned it. She was in my friend group, and we like
Okay.
It
kind of,
just hit that day.
But it was
Yeah.
her saying it. That
yeah, it was her saying
the
it.
last
That I was
nail.
like,
Yeah.
wait, what did you say?
Yep.
And then I was like, immediately,
great.
I remember I was working dispatch, I think, and I was just Googling and
Best shift.
looking up like Instagram, like social sig, like Spotify social sig, like seeing if
Does
anyone
anyone
Anybody
have? Does
claim
anyone
that?
have this?
The
If
class-
yeah,
the
literally, I was
classic,
trying to
man.
coin it, and no one
anything's gonna
did.
be original, it's the name.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
no one had it.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and then it just went from there. And I remember like I had a journal, and I was just drawing, like just looking how the words fit together and how it looks was a big part of it, and just how I can brand it. It was just like the story behind it of like,
social sig.
That's
It's
that's
got a nice
pretty dope.
cadence.
yeah, social sig.
That's pretty dope,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
God,
you.
band name stories are like some of my favorite things, just to like hear.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like how did couples meet kind of story.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm gonna take a leak real quick.
Go for it.
You guys can plug some stuff if you want to talk about anything you got coming up. Otherwise,
I'm
cut
right
it
after
too.
you.
Oh, okay. I can cut it, but if you guys got anything that you want to talk about,
Coronas travel fast.
Hmm.
If we got anything to talk about,
Well, if you are in the Minnesota area and you're listening to this, we are going to be in St. Paul, Minnesota. I don't know when this episode is going to get posted, but now it's just me. Oh, he's moving the chairs. We're going to be in St. Paul, Minnesota tomorrow as of the filming of this podcast, January 20. I have to look at my calendar. January 26th, playing at the Turf Club in St. Paul, Minnesota with Druzy Rose, The Makeouts, and Vinnie Franco headlining. It's going to be a good time. So it's a First Avenue venue.
I would say so.
It's going to be great. How you doing today, RJ?
I'm over here.
You're over there. I'm over here.
I'm right over here.
Right over there.
I'm over here.
And then if you're in Madison, Wisconsin, we've got a show coming up Sunday, January 29th, which is the day after the Cooperage show, playing at the Burr Oak with Rottenmouth, who are a great, great band from Chicago, and Jason Vargas and the Apollos, who is a great band from the Madison area. That's going to be another fun one. And then after that, we'll probably just go back to booking and recording and see you in the new year, the rest of these months.
His headphones are way nicer.
They look really nice. With as far as shows go, man, like favorite show, and it's probably everybody in the band, I'm not gonna lie. Favorite show I've ever played ever in my whole life has to be the historic West Bend Theater out in West Bend, Wisconsin.
Dude, I was gonna ask you
Dude,
about that.
we sold that place out, and it was right as the pandemic was lifting, and they just treated us really well. We were like one of the first bands to come back after they like renovated the place. Fritz, our singer, actually worked on the renovations with like his the paint company or kind of landscape company I think he works with, and like that was just awesome. That was the debut of the Fur Coats and stuff like that, and
That was right when shows started to come
right
back.
when shows started coming back, and I think people were just freaking like, we got to get to a live event, and we got to see something. But it was like we had Carl Erikstrup and John Lenz open up, and then we just ripped for an hour and a half, man. Like they treated us super well. Dressing rooms were nice. Stage was great. Sound was great. Lights were great. Had really good photos. That was epic, dude.
West Bend?
Yes, exactly.
Dude.
I think I dream about that show
I'm
sometimes.
from West Bend.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh,
I remember
God.
I played.
Yeah, you played there like the week before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played a show there at the Saloon Royale, I believe
Okay.
it was called. Saloon Royale? Is that a thing? Yeah, I think so. But it was just a few blocks down, and I
Yeah.
remember seeing y'all's flyer and that you were playing West Bend, too, at that theater. And
That was fun.
yeah, that was like right when shows were coming back.
Yeah.
That was,
That
such a
was
fun
Will's
time.
first show. With
Yeah,
us.
our keyboard
Okay.
player. That was his very first show with us. And he
First
knocked
show
it.
with us, he played the biggest stage we ever got.
I'll just
Yeah.
that. So he
How is
killed
that
it.
theater?
Dude, it's epic, man. I think you could sell that place out no
Great
problem.
sound.
Like instantly, bro. Like
2 levels.
and people. West Bend's not a far drive, man. So we had people.
Now I'm thinking.
We've had people coming from all over.
Dude, if you're from there, you already have some cash.
I know.
Exactly.
And
Like,
it's like a matter of
Fill
could
it up.
crush it, dude.
just like I do know some people
We'll
still
open for
there,
you.
but it's also yeah. Yeah. If
We
you
sold
played
it
there,
out. We sold it
already,
out
that would
once,
be
we'll do it
sick.
again.
Right,
Dude,
right.
that place
Shit.
slaps.
What does it hold?
I don't even know, man.
Well,
Like,
we were at COVID capacity last time, so it was like 75 or like 90.
But
But
I
I'm
think it's
pretty
like
sure it can hold
300.
like
3 or
300.
400.
Oh,
I
dude.
would say 3.
Yeah, it's
That would be sweet.
the view from that stage is crazy.
Because there's like there's the upper balcony, but and then the back, and then there's a bar at the back as
Sure.
well. So
Yep.
it's a really
And I think they
really
even,
solid venue.
The bar would be
Yeah.
the big part
Yeah,
Yes.
for a lot of folk that would come out and have a good time.
yeah. And,
Oh,
I
As
don't,
totally.
always.
and I don't think it's like a 21 venue.
I'm just
nothing
thinking.
either. So
'Cause I would maybe do like I'm just trying to think of like what would be a good time to do with like all my like high school friends
Yeah.
coming back. Usually like Blackout Wednesday gets pretty rowdy.
yeah,
Blackout
maybe in the
Wednesday.
summer.
spring or summer.
In the
yeah.
summer, right?
People
I
got
mean,
some time to kill.
yeah, a lot of my friends are all graduated now and whatnot.
Mhm.
Everyone's doing living their own lives. It's been
Yeah.
a crazy thing to like graduate college because y'all went to UW, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then just like people just go their own ways, and it's just like so bittersweet. Like
Yeah.
seeing people doing their thing, like kind of following their careers and passions, and
There's never a real
it's-
goodbye either, you know.
Like
It's
a what?
there's never like that moment where like you realize someone you've been in school with for so long, and then they get a new career path or something.
There's
it kind
never
of
a real goodbye.
Yeah.
That's a good lyric.
Yeah. I've
Write
just
that down.
I've just
You can't have that.
I've
No,
just
I'm
I've
kidding.
just felt like that.
That
like,
just like hit me in the
Yeah.
gut.
there's just well, because like you meet so many faces in school,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just have I remember
Especially
almost
riding Boss too.
Right.
Driving Boss.
I mean, like everybody.
I remember so many people just having, gone to school here and seeing just what they're up to, even if I don't follow them or something, I'll see someone else I know who knows them, because the community here is so tight. Like, I just, you miss people, and then you don't, and then there's some people that you didn't even realize you were missing.
Yeah. That's a benefit of having shows too. It's like I've some friends back in town, or when we played in Chicago and up in Minneapolis, I'd see some friends I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh fuck it, it's just such a good
At this show, I got a buddy of mine coming. My oldest friend. I've known him since we were both 4.
Yo.
So he's 4 years old. He's coming up to this one too.
From
Fond du Lac, Rosendale.
Rosendale, yeah. It's
Ro-
like Rose.
You really,
Rosendale.
it's a good. Everyone thinks it's where the rolls and rolls
Ah!
and rolls and it's not us.
Rose. That's such a Wisconsin thing. Do you know
No.
that, JoJo? Yep. Yeah.
It's one of the famous Wisconsin ad jingles.
Rosen.
Wisconsin's got some banging jingles, I will
yeah,
say.
they do. Trying to think of another one, but
One
nothing's
call,
coming to mind.
that's all.
yeah. Shout out
David Gruber.
O'Reilly
Auto
Parts. Ow! They go so hard on that for
That's
no
the-
reason.
That band, what is that band?
yeah.
Like, they got to be doing
Who
something.
has made the O'Reilly jingle?
Dude,
Have y'all ever thought about doing a jingle?
man. that'd be
If we
so
were
fun.
offered,
You can
like-
make a lot of money making
Oh,
a
yeah,
jingle.
man.
Well,
Just
yeah,
for, like, a
that's like the
commercial.
immediate in.
Dude, I watched this like 2-hour
Ooh.
documentary on YouTube the other day about like discovering who did like the Disney Channel, like dun 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 dun, like jingle.
These
It's-
riffs from
Right.
our childhood.
Who made "I'm Loving It" by McDonald's? They're
Dude,
probably a
that's the-
millionaire.
Man's
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
probably wrote in like 2 minutes, and now he's like just sitting in the Bahamas somewhere, just chilling.
He got 20 grand.
I forget who it was, but someone posted recently on Facebook, and they were like, took a screenshot of the McDonald's Facebook cover photo, and it was just ba da ba ba ba, like the words. And they're like, this
phonetic
is so
spelling of
lazy,
it.
such a multi-billion-dollar company, and they just put ba da ba ba ba. And I was like, that's actually very smart
Right,
because
it's like, cause you're gonna hear it in your head.
you
right
literally read
away.
it and you're gonna think in your head, oh, ba da ba ba.
Well, I think we need to get McDonald's.
It's about
after this,
scaling
man.
the weight of you down to a point where everyone can remember it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember. I'm a marketing major, so
Oh yeah.
there's like, I forget the terms, but there you get to a point of marketing for like specifically like big franchises, and just the type of marketing that's like the Coke can in the background of a film.
Yep.
And it's just like that.
With the label out.
Yeah, just that recognizing like subconscious like
Mhm.
association with it. Of that logo, which
It's
I
just-
still
it's just
have
like
yet-
ads today. It's just getting stuff in front of your eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know?
I have yet to get like a solid logo that people see and they're like, "Oh, Social Sig."
Mm.
Maybe a social, like just a cigarette though is good enough.
Yeah, something to associate them with you.
But then I don't want to have like a cigarette
maybe
as
it's
a
like
logo.
maybe it's
That's
like
thing.
or maybe it's a sociable cigarette, and it's just like a cartoon cigarette shaking hands with a bunch of other
I'm a
cigarettes.
mascot
Nice to
at
meet
every
ya.
show.
Yeah, it's like no one's smoking them. They're just here. Someone rolled them, but we're just leaving them be. And he's just shaking hands with people. It's a
Right.
very social sig.
Every single show, I hire someone to wear the mascot.
That's so.
Just walking around shaking.
I mean,
people's
it's a pretty easy. I think that's not a terribly hard costume to make. Just a big cylinder.
yeah.
Poor guy in the costume dying of heat.
We have to light his head
exhaustion.
on fire at
There's
the end of
real
every show.
smoke coming.
Yeah,
out of the
just
top.
like.
You have to be chain smoking cigarettes the entire show.
Yeah, man.
But
Long
yeah,
time.
I really do need to get a solid like logo because I was using my face. Like,
What about like for
Oh,
stickers?
yeah.
That
I guess you
one.
did look at the green hat.
What do you put on
isn't it?
stickers?
for stickers? The last sticker I had was over here. It's basically the album.
Oh snap! I haven't seen this one.
Oh,
I'll give you guys some of these. The album cover.
Oh, okay, I see.
Put a little.
That's cool.
I blew
Yeah.
up the text and then put a QR code on there.
I recognize
That's pretty
those
sick.
those rushing greens.
I was at the Cooperage actually last Friday for a show,
Who was playing?
and it was actually MMA, not MMA. It
Oh,
was,
that's,
the Luchadores.
Lucha, yep.
It was
Yeah.
so lit.
That
It
looked
was
like
so
it was
fun.
so much fun.
It was crazy. Everyone was so into it.
That's dope.
But I put like 4 stickers in the Cooperage bathroom
Nice.
in
Yeah.
preparation.
I put like 3 in the Montrose Saloon. That's
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I love the sticker brigades that every band has.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta.
I might be on a biased about this, but I think the QR codes on a sticker are awesome.
Yeah.
I really love the idea, and I think lots of bands should incorporate it because it's
Then
just
somebody
like
could
free.
just instantly.
You know, it's like we're spending money on these stickers, and might as well like how many
Chances
times
are
do we
they got a
see it?
smartphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah. Chances. I'll
are.
take my odds.
Yeah.
I think it's just such a good idea to like
That is a good idea.
if you see a sticker, maybe like I feel like it boosts up the odds of someone checking out your music for sure, and it just takes you right to the link tree.
Yeah, we've got like business cards with a QR code, but
That's
I
smart.
I always keep them in the merch box and forget to keep some in like my wallet, which is like
Yeah.
I got to get better at that.
And I will think like the I guess in the back of my head, I'm like, well, the QR codes will be like kind of ugly and make the sticker design like whatever. And I'm like, it's just such a good idea.
Yeah,
You
especially
gotta plop
this
one
this
on.
one's like
I
so
think it's just
non-invasive too.
yeah.
It's like it's a great placement for it, honestly.
Thank you.
I think it's just recognizing
So what
that
does it take me when I?
there's stickers that aren't advertising, and then there's stickers that are, or like not advertising, but like you said, marketing.
Yeah.
And so like if you're someone who's inquisitive like me, who sees like small things and gets curious about them, if I see a sticker
That is
that has
cool.
a curious like grouping of words, like I'll probably just look it up to see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm feeling like open-minded that day, I'll just be like, huh, what is the significance of this sticker?
Sure.
It's such a small
Does that
thing.
work, JoJo?
Was
But
it?
it works.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank you.
My phone
Wait,
like
does?
reception is trash, but it's taking me Linktree.
Cool.
social
Okay.
saying, yes, it does work.
So
Sometimes
it
I'm
knows
like,
your
I
website.
hope it still works.
Oh yeah, I had to get like a yearly subscription because the first one I did was like a free trial, and then people were like
For what?
for using a QR code. Like we use like some QR generator thing.
You can. There's some free ones.
What?
This one's free. I just did a free generator.
With the shadow and everything.
Like infinitely?
Yeah,
Oh.
I hope so. That's why I was like, it still works, right?
Okay. Wait, when did you get these made?
I got these made last summer
Well, that
around the album release.
sounds like I need to cancel my subscription to another
Yeah,
one.
same with Linktree too. I'll see some people with
Yeah,
like
don't
the
pay for
paid one. I'm
don't
like,
pay
you
for
don't
Linktree.
need to pay for a Linktree. You can
Like-
get everything you need to make it look
Exactly.
really nice without
Exactly.
paying.
And it'll still show you how many people click on it. You might not get the specifics, but do you really need that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Do you do
deep
much of like
analytics.
music like marketing at all with like playlisting and all that stuff?
And, like,
we pitch to the
Spotify one.
the editor playlist.
yeah, I know a lot of
Yeah.
them want you to, at least the ones I've seen, like people reach out, you have to like pay for it though. Like usually some obscene amount consistently.
Yep.
I'd rather not take the chances with that.
I was told by someone to never play or never pay for like playlists.
Yeah.
Like that's a scam. Like I've been told that like
It depends. I
Or-
think.
or it's like
That's-
if you know the person, like if you know that they're genuinely like out here trying to promote artists, that's one thing. But there's like services you'll look up, like if you just do a generic search where it's just like playlist consideration, and then some sites will like give you the impression that they're helping you, but
When we
not really.
when we released the first album and even the first single, I would get hit up a lot by places in other countries, actually, like radio stations and stuff like that, who informed us that they put us in like their regular rotation. Like we had places in like France and like
yeah.
Sweden and
Oh
shit.
wow, yeah.
There was
Who
a
just
station
just
that
local radio
played
stations
us.
or internet radio
They
stations.
just reached out to you on like Instagram or something.
Just like
or?
through email. They're like,
Oh,
hey, like
cool.
just making sure we can use this for like our radio station. and
How'd
stuff
they
like
find
that.
you?
I don't even know, man. To be
Interesting.
honest,
I think it was Release Radar.
yeah, Release
Sure,
Radar
yeah, yeah.
for Goddess Awards, like our only single up there. That's like I think it might be near 13,000 right now. And that one, like I just was getting hit up a lot. And then once the album came out, like the shorter songs and the more bluesy ones were getting like just play in other countries. Like there's a French radio station that hit us up and they're like, yeah, just so you guys know, like X, Y, and Z. I think they're like internet things, so they're not like huge money generators or nothing, but just knowing that people are over there listening.
Yeah.
But as so far as like music marketing stuff like that, I'm
Yeah.
not the most well versed. I'm a bit of a skeptic a lot of times, and like recording and driving and getting vans to go to these things cost money, so like just to make sure I don't get like scammed or something. I guess I try to avoid it unless somebody else
yeah.
in the band has like a good lead. So
I've been trying to do a lot of like
Tell me about it,
research
yeah.
on it. I've had some friends that have had a good amount of luck on Submit Hub, which is a website. Basically, there can be some fake websites or fake playlisters out there, whereas like some fake streams, and it's like at the end of the day, that's like not what you want. Of course, like you could get your numbers really high. Repeat. Yeah, and it's like people could have their streams super crazy high, but if they don't have an actual real audience, then what's the point at all?
Yeah.
Like,
or if you see they have a song that has 13,000 streams, but they have like 6 monthly listeners, it's like
yeah, exactly. Stuff like that looks real sketchy.
And like just digging around with some people online of who are like real independent like music marketing gurus, kind of, so to speak, or just real good people that I've followed, and I could send you some pages to follow on Instagram.
Also be down look into that.
There's this one that I actually stumbled upon today that I have seen in the past. It's called Indie Music Marketing, and this guy is a musician himself, but he's made countless of YouTube videos, and I don't know how real this would be. There's just so many fake playlisters out there that you really gotta know which ones are right, and it has gotten dirty. I've heard where the bigger playlists are kind of in with the industries and the labels and like the dirty side of it, and so they basically
transactions
under the table kind of thing of like these big labels will have all these connections to like who owns these playlists, and they're like, oh, we'll throw you like $20,000 to put this song up on like the top of the playlist. So that gets just all slimy and whatnot. But I found the Indie Music Marketing. I actually found this article of this person writing like top 10 music marketing sites basically. And funny we're talking about this today because I literally I've been looking for like a site to use as far as like getting social sig streams more to like a bigger national level, because like locally, like we're fucking killing it. We're doing really well with like streams, but I think that getting to like another audience like nationally, so we can like start targeting like cities for maybe like playing more outside shows and like maybe putting a tour together kind of thing. And I don't
the Midwest, you know.
Yeah, and it's like I have thought about putting a tour together in the past of just like going like city to city, playing the play, like gig to gig, and that I'm sure would be, you'll meet so many people and you'll make so many connections, but we all work full time, and it's just like taking time off work. And I'm sure y'all know with having 6 people in your band, having 4 people is
scheduling really is the hardest.
Scheduling is what kills bands,
because it's life that interferes.
It's tough. My whole mindset with because we've been calling like a bit of a mini tour, because it's like it's not every day. It's not every day, but it's like
it's more consecutive shows than we've done in a minute.
Out of town particularly, right? So it's like my goal was, I guess, more quality gigs since I knew it was a short window, and I was really just testing the water to see, what was possible, what was in the realm of possibility, and like what we could get if I just like not necessarily spitballing. Like I did a lot of research on a lot of venues and reached out to a lot of venues, even the places that were booked or were like, okay, maybe we can't book you now, but like try these other places. Like they like gave me great information and tips and stuff like that. And it's good like practice to just like get in that habit of emailing and all that stuff again. But my whole goal was just to see like, what else is out there, because Milwaukee's a great city to play music in, but I do feel like it's a small city and you might end up playing the same places a lot, or there's like a small kind of niche of bands, and there's always new bands coming out, right? You can always book bands from out of town too. But I really wanted to see what else was out there, what sort of like some of the market looks like in other cities, what venues they got in other cities, how they do business over there, what the level of professionality is, like what level of venue my bands can get. I was not expecting to get the First Avenue venue at all. That was just like a Hail Mary, but it paid off, and it was a lot of work after the initial like response to get it together. But you stick with it, and it pays off. And because I as much as I like playing in Milwaukee, I think like going forward, I'd like to kind of start like doing the old school thing. I guess I'm an old man, but like establishing like some sort of network in other cities by going to them and just getting in front of people. You know what I mean? Which will probably be a little bit more infrequent going forward, because 6 people in a band, we can't go out of town every gig. But that way people like start inviting you to come back, or they can like recommend other places, or you get 1 or 2 guys at that initial out of town show, and the next time you come back, they'll bring 2 or 3 guys. Like we had a guy in our Chicago show, which it wasn't super packed on that the Sunday show we played, but we had a guy come who had seen us play like a year ago in Chicago, and he came down specifically just to see us. And I know that's like a small thing, but in my mind, I'm like, wow, this guy liked our music so much to come check us out next time we were in town, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm a patient guy with that kind of thing. Like, I don't need to shoot to the top, but it's being in a band is like a war of attrition. You know, it's slow and slow and slow, and then it's big, and then it's slow and slow. Progress, and you just got to stick with it. You know, because you love the music. You know, I don't like to get in the habit of feeling like I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna do this, but it's like, you know, I will get to where I need to be because my goals are not necessarily monetary or like fame or nothing, but it's just because like I got an overactive imagination, and I want to play cooler and cooler stages and places and meet cooler people and just have fun and push the realms of possibility. You know what I mean? I can't see myself working in an office or not doing this stuff. Even when the days, because there were some dark days where I'm like, I don't know if I really even want to do anything music, but my brain's like, no. You have to. So I like going out of town a lot, and I like seeing what's out there, because you never know, man. Like, if you would have told me I'd be playing a First Avenue venue despite never playing in the state of Minnesota, to be like, how is that even? That's not something that happens. But there you go.
You're doing it.
You know what I mean? So one great show sometimes all it takes before I don't want to use the words blow up, but you know.
Yeah.
One great rock show can change the world.
Are you on TikTok at all?
No, I'm one of those old guys. I'm like,
How old are you?
I'm only 24.
Dude, what?
I know. I don't know.
I'm 24.
Oh shit, twinsies, bro.
I thought you were older than me.
No, everybody thinks I am.
How old are you, RJ?
24.
Holy shit.
Three's a crowd, bro.
Holy shit. I thought both of you.
25 in June.
We were like, yeah, man. Yeah, 25 in March. Now I'm quarter life crisis incoming. But no, I don't know. You're
going to live to 100, dude? Hey, I'll take that crisis.
I hope, man. I got to stop crushing fried chicken for breakfast.
Maybe when they start reversing aging.
There you go. I'll be the first. I'll sign up for the
Don't let them
trials.
change you.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't judge nobody or nothing for using that. I try to limit my own social media. In fact, if I wasn't in a band, I think I would delete all my social media.
Same.
But because of that connection. I feel like it's a
tool now.
I get scared that I'm going to get caught in the habit of, you know, making videos or promotionary stuff, which I think it's like important for a band. But I feel like me personally, like I would get stuck in the habit of doing that just to like get likes or clicks or following, which is important in this modern age of music. But it's just not me. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
I like sharing music stuff and promoting stuff like because it's fun. When it comes to the band, of course, then I'm like, click and follow and buy the tickets and support the band. But I feel like at some point that line gets blurred because like I would just be posting things to post things and not really enjoying music. You know, I'd rather be practicing. If I got that amount of free time to post a video a day, I got enough time to practice, you know.
Right.
But I feel like it gets skewed. And that's just my opinion on it. I think
For sure.
other bands do it a lot, and that's totally like, it works, and that's awesome if that's your vibe.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
What about you? Like,
it just... And I've had that crisis before with myself of trying to figure out what kind of content I want to post and what I like to post.
Yeah.
And I've always loved like video editing. I mentioned before I did that Skills USA with Michaela, and I was going to go to UWM for film, and it's one of my passions for sure. It's like I love chopping up videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So that goes hand in hand, I guess, and with how I want to sort of promote online. And it really has been boiling down to just figuring out what I want to make and create and not feel like I hate it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the podcast has been a big part of that too. I love like talking with people and having conversations and making connections that way. But then also it's like a win-win because I have all this content I can kind of edit up and kind of post out there for that. But I do listen to a few like music marketing podcasts, and TikTok these days for artists is just fucking insane. I've had no like super crazy luck on TikTok yet. It's just such a crazy algorithm to figure out, but
it's strange when things hit,
and you're like always fighting the algorithm
too, because there's always some audience for something.
Yeah, right.
And no one who ever gets that audience right away ever expects it. So it's really just continuing what you've been doing
until the one thing like hits and then boom.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a stride in every strategy
like
that you just have to
chipping
kind of
at that
for.
rock and go eventually.
Consistency,
and that's
chipping away little by little.
And that's kind of where I kind of jump off the bridge a little bit because it's like, I don't know. I got such a weird relationship with like that kind of marketing and stuff. My
It's
whole thing has
dangerous,
been like
yeah.
I even with jobs, it's like I don't like selling things to people because I don't like people selling things to me. You know, I'm like I'm much more interested in somebody who's just like just doing what they do. And I'm like, I guess I want people to be interested in us for that way. I know that's probably not smart marketing or X, Y, and Z, especially in like the cutthroat world of like the music industry today. But I don't know. There's some really, really naive part of myself deep down that believes like if you do what you love with such a burning passion and do it like to share versus to like get over on someone or just to make it or just to like even just to get like solely for the purpose of getting noticed because you want to get noticed as a band. You want people to come to shows. You want an audience. You know what I mean? But you get. I feel like there's some part of me that's like, you know, if you kind of just stay true to yourself and on that path, like you'll get to a place that gets you. I don't know, some of that like naturally. I don't know. I don't want to go off the path of being like just posting a bunch of pictures or just posting a bunch of like I don't know, content
Right.
for the sake of posting content for the sake of come in. But I like meaningful content, I guess, is probably where more where I stay on like the line. You know, it's like
It's tough.
it's tough.
Portray like an authentic image of yourself.
Exactly. It's
in
like
a way because everyone just posts the highlights. You know?
Exactly, you
I'm
know?
guilty of it too.
While at
Yeah,
the
same.
same time not giving everything to them,
yeah.
Sure.
you know,
Right.
It's
so you
like,
can preserve some of your
I like meeting
private
Yeah,
individuality.
so you're not a reality TV
Yeah.
star.
Exactly. You don't want it all.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm all right with people wearing their heart on their sleeve, but like, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
post about it.
It's like that's kind of like why I have a personal like Instagram page that's private. It's like you know, like-
That's why I asked like if you guys tag me to use my
Yeah.
music page because I get people hitting up my private one and
kind of keep it
you know
separate.
I keep like you know I got a nephew like there's pics of him on there. I don't want that out in the real world.
yeah.
So like I like keeping the business here and my life there.
Yeah.
And I was just cracking down on that too, just because people's Instas, like, there's creeps everywhere. So, like, I'm trying to just keep both avenues separate from each other, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, like, it's a double-edged sword, but, like, I like to meet people in person. Like, you know, come to the shows and come see how we are in person and chat us up. Or, you know, I'll sit at the bar. Man, the other night in Chicago, I sat at the bar talking to a guy for, like, 30 minutes, like 45 minutes. It's just chatting.
We'll chat
about,
you up.
Like,
Like
whatever.
if you got questions about the band, like we're not really going anywhere. Like hit us up. We wanna talk with you. You know?
Oh yeah.
Mhm. And
There's always at least a couple people who just have so many questions.
Mm-hmm. And like the tough part about that sometimes of like not portraying that aspect of ourselves on social media is like if you do get fans in other places or just people who like maybe don't get out as much, then like if they don't really have enough of a window into who you are, like because people like that personal aspect of the band, the behind the scenes, like the silly kind of things like that, you know what I mean? And I don't take I don't really take myself that seriously, which is what I always try to kind of like make sure there's some aspect of that and like all the promotionary stuff because I'll post memes and silly shit.
There's
like
always
that.
a joke.
There's always a joke somewhere. Like I'll like get on stage and fucking wear a hat and a coat. Like I'm not someone who like takes myself that. I take the music seriously, but like you know that's as far as playing the music and the entertainment aspect. Like let's have a laugh. Let's be chill. But I know it can be difficult to like market yourself that way if you're not like keeping up like you know like oh where should we play next or like oh like what song should we cover, what would you guys like to see us do? And that's it's kind of a bit of a selfish part of me that last part like what would you guys like to see us do, because sometimes it's like you know we live this life and we all got so much going on, and at some point you just want to like play and share this music for yourself. And it's not that I don't want like suggestions from people and stuff like that, but more like I don't know, I don't want to like compromise any part of myself to do something I don't want to do because I know it's what's going to be popular or stuff like that. I wouldn't force that on anybody else. I'd like them to share what's most personal, like music wise or whatever they feel comfortable sharing, like for themselves, and then like connect with that.
So they come to see you.
Yeah, you know, it's like show me what you got. Don't worry about like what I got or what you think I might like. You know, if somebody just doesn't like it, that's cool too. But there'll always be some people that will. You know, it's tough. It's tough for me.
I
to,
do
like, do
think
that.
there is ways to like portray the authenticity and the uniqueness online as far as like cracking jokes and being like that. And I think there's ways that bands are doing that as far as like on Discord and Patreon of like curating that like really genuine content that no one else can have, like exclusive and really like it's just everything is so online these days where people want to make like there's so many connections being made online, and I think it's a big market to tap into. But if that's not free, like it's not for everyone, and it is a weird thing to navigate for everyone, and no one knows how to do it the right way. Oh yeah.
I've definitely been thinking about doing more stuff like behind the scenes though, just like a day in the life of like, all right, we're going to Minnesota. Here's what it looks like for us, like, you know.
Oh yeah.
For like that, I like that kind of stuff a lot, like almost documentarian kind of stuff, where you're in as natural of a environment as possible.
Totally.
I do love watching and seeing bands do that kind of behind the scenes stuff a lot.
Yeah,
like,
I've been filming stuff while we've been on the road.
Yeah.
I like fly on the wall
the film
shit.
guy.
Yeah, he's a film guy.
I've tried to have like at our Pollyanna show, I had like 2 cameras running, and then Julia had a GoPro. Like, I don't know. I want to get more video content of us out there because, like, as much as like a music video isn't so much like the leading thing that comes with an artist anymore. Like waking up every morning watching VH1 Countdown or CMT country music like videos every morning, or MTV Jumpstart. Like, I know that like the music video isn't as like, you know, realistic to like do promoting as much anymore. There should be more. I want to have more video content so that people can get the short impression of what it would be like to see us in person.
Right.
Because you got to have at least one, you know, not with the anticipation of that being the reason why people find you, but just in the spirit of translating your music to a new medium to get the audio and the video with it. I think that's important. And a buddy of mine, Ryan McNeely, I think we're working with for some video content as well.
I think I know him.
Yeah. He's I went to film school with him.
Yeah.
Really great cinematographer.
I met him at the River West 24 one year.
Yeah.
Last year.
He just got this brand spanking new camera. He's always at every show trying to like capture
filming.
people. Yeah. And we were talking about doing some videos with him for a couple songs. Because I'm really fond of the music video format still. And does Social Sig? You guys got a couple videos, don't you?
I do a few. I've done a few music videos. Definitely.
How was your experience with that?
It's fun. It's like another like outlet, I guess, of like getting something cool together, but it's not like a super raw, authentic version of myself. It's like expressing myself in a different way.
Yeah.
It could be more stylized, right?
Yeah, because I got the podcast and I do a weekly vlog every Thursday.
Nice.
Of just like what was I doing this week, and I'm just trying to put out content out there on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok are like my big 4, I guess. Yeah. But really, just if someone wants to do a deep dive on Social Sig, aka like it is my project, and like as a singer songwriter, and if anyone wants to indulge, they can on any platform that they can. Just making it as easy as possible for someone to see me, I guess. Just trying to be everywhere.
You got groups who got YouTube who don't want to have to keep track of accounts to have to sign into or post content. YouTube is there for anyone who's just looking for you. And then you got the medias where people are connected with people. They like having all of these things to send. You know, they have the capacity for it. You can reach out to people with that attention span versus this attention span.
Right. Oh, and,
and
like
either
long
way,
form or short form.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it hooks you regardless because of if you like the music or not. There are people who will like the music and would rather see it on YouTube versus people who like the music and want to deep dive into everything you have available.
Right. Yeah, and I think there's definitely people who love the music, and for Social Sig at least, it's a big part of it that I've realized of what I'm like promoting is just authenticity and just myself as a person. So it's like having the podcast and having music videos and everything. You can really try to find what you like the most. But I have found TikTok as something where I'll just post something, like even just a short clip of a show, and I'll have people, just random people. The algorithm of TikTok is so strange. It'll just shoot it out to some random person, and before you know it, you have like a few followers by putting minimal effort into something, and maybe they'll listen to your music. And I think building like a somewhat relationship of like, oh, maybe they're a cool person, like, oh, they're also an artist, like maybe I'll check out their music, and before you know it, maybe they'll like your music, and maybe they'll come to a show.
Science going on underneath that algorithm, you know.
Yeah.
Well, after Vine, they tapped into getting it in front of you, I guess.
Oh yeah. I think that it's changing world.
It is.
For sure.
Damn
and as much as like the old school way of, I was talking with Jacob Slade recently on the podcast about the like flyers, and I do love like the paper flyers and like the old way of like hanging them up around town.
Classic.
But
I do the poster board. You know?
I do think that just shooting that flyer with a ticket link is way more effective for sure.
Absolutely.
To get someone to come to a show these days.
I think it's all
everyone's in front of a screen.
Yeah.
So you gotta be just right there as much as everyone else is right there.
Without being annoying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of it where I'm like, I don't.
Entrusting
like
the product.
I always, because I already feel like I'm fucking annoying, just being like, hey, come to the show.
Yeah, trusting the product, you said?
Yeah.
Right? Or trusting the product?
Well, yeah, like trusting, if you are going to be in someone's face about it, like you're still being entirely true with what it is you are trying to get in front of their eyes.
Yeah, I like that.
It's not about money. It's about, this is what we happen to be doing. By the way, for $10, you can come witness it happen firsthand.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I recently in the past year like had like my first almost like kind of very capitalist environment type job where I was up in a high tower and I was making phone calls and I was presenting this version of someone. And I think, sorry, I'm like burping like crazy.
I heard something.
I feel it in my throat. But I don't know. I think it's just the fact that like, if I can advertise something through social media that is a band, that is what I feel is genuinely something that helps the world. Just artistic expression, I think there needs to be more of anyway. Because I come from a place that wasn't really a safeguard of that. I felt the need to get out of that job in order to do what I felt was more natural for myself, I guess. And if you're presenting content to people that you truly believe in, that really doesn't act as a malevolent presence, then you should use social media. That's, like I said before, it's just a tool to me to help get yourself to audiences you didn't know you could.
And how I've always promoted shows too, and even recently when we've gotten so comfortable playing these bigger shows, it's we always just have a fucking awesome time. So it's like, I know we're gonna have a good time, and I know it's gonna be a killer ass show. So I trust in the product as the show. But like, just like sending a ticket link to just thousands of people on Instagram, just being like, hey, playing a show like on this date. Like, here's a ticket link. If you can make it, like that'd be cool. It's gonna be super fucking fun. Yeah. But if you can't, like, no hard feelings, whatever. Yeah. And just like putting that out there, and I've never once had one person respond to me like, stop fucking messaging me. It's like everyone's like, oh, cool, I can't make it, but let me know when the next one is. And it's always like,
always a good response.
And sometimes they'll strike up a conversation. If I send that to like a old friend, we'll just like start talking. And it is a lot of, when I do that, it just like takes a lot of social energy out of myself. But, and this last week too, I had been realizing like, I just felt a little burnt out as far as like messaging people constantly, and just like needed to really step back for a little bit, rescheduled some podcasts I had last week, and just like refocus and started writing more songs and like being aware of that aspect of it. But I think you were saying that you don't really like salespeople, so to speak, and I agree, and I think that I come from,
depends on the product.
We're talking about the bikes before.
The e-bike.
Oh yeah. We'll get into that. But my family owns a small bike ski shop in West Bend.
Nice.
It's actually maybe a few stores down from the theater that you played
Small
at.
World.
Mountain Outfitters, but bike shop in the summer, snowboard skis in the winter, and it's just a small shop. And my dad, like, bless his soul, but it always just really harped of like make a friend and make a sale, just like be really, really just helpful, cool ass person.
Yeah,
And I think
that's how
that
I view
like
it. Yeah.
people, I don't know, as far as like selling something, like you can really sell like a product that you don't believe in. And I think that's really slimy. And like, if you know you're kind of fucking somebody out of their money, that's like dirty. But if you like, if someone has a problem and say they have like a broken chain on their bike and you help them with that problem, the money part will come. Like that's not even like on the forefront of it at all. It's more of like that personal relationship. Like you have a problem, I have the thing that you need to solve it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like once that is there, like the money part of it doesn't become so weird and slimy. I really believe
That's a damn good way of looking at it. Yeah.
So, and it's like
that was the job I had, was sales. I wasn't passionate about it. I wasn't
gotta,
passionate about the project. It was a great team, great people, but if your heart's not there, you know, it's clearly not for you.
Yeah. People really, really appreciate, I'm sure you'll feel the same way, just a straight up salesperson that's an actual human to you rather than just putting on a face and like kind of doing the whole sales pitchy thing. But like if you really, really need something I've mentioned on the podcast before, it's like my dad taught me this, but say someone is coming into the shop for a certain ski or a bike and we don't have the product, instead of like trying to fuck this person out of like, oh no, you should look at like this other thing that we have, but we know it's not going to actually suit their needs, but instead like help them out as a person and look up online, like what they actually need, and then find the shop that has it, send them to that shop, and like even though you're deterring them from your business, you're going to have a relationship with them and they're going to come back to you the next time they're looking for a bike or a ski because you were real to them and you weren't bullshitting them. So I think that's really important.
That's the same. It's the same thing as acquiring a fan.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's
full circle.
You know, I get so back and forth on looking at music like a business and then looking at it like what I have to do, you know, in order to. It's like my own therapy. It's therapeutic for me to perform and to write lyrics. So at the same time, looking at it like, oh, this is someone's just like 4 minutes of a good time. Whereas for me, it was like a whole lifetime of getting something off my chest, you know? And I think I was Julia in the band. She has this business. She's like in school still studying music. And she had this textbook that was talking about the business of music. And I like browsed through like a chapter or two of it. And it's like a whole other world apart from being an artist. I really don't understand that world. But I know that after having been in this band for 4 or 5 years, or 4 years, I would say, it's a constantly evolving learning process, you know?
Yeah.
And no matter how many shows you play or how many albums you release or singles you produce, there's always going to be more to it than you thought there was. And, you know, I'm excited to continue that, I think.
Damn right.
Yeah. I think we've honed in on all of us in this city. I think the bands that I've seen come up and go and things that are formed and diminish and new things birth from that, like, I don't know. I want to believe Milwaukee's coming up.
I think it is.
It's been in this constant state of coming up that it's so annoying to me that I just want to create something that's going to put it on the map definitively.
Right.
You know? And I think that's what we're all striving for. Like whether it's we're trying to get streams or we're trying to sell tickets or we're trying to busk. You know, it's all dedicated towards the betterment of the economy of the city that's been gracious enough to house us.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
whether we all make the national level or not, we're still making some crazy cool shit happen.
We're still like meeting
right.
people. The whole social aspect of it, whether it be a SIG or whether you know you meet like the love of your life at a show or something. You know, I want to say that I was there for that in this town. I haven't lived here my whole life, but I feel like I have with the amount of work that I've done here. So, you know, I think in 10 years, I really don't know what Milwaukee's going to look like. I guess I want to ask you in particular, Parker, like, how do you think bands are going to be interpreting the events of what like 4-year-olds are now gaining consciousness about like the world today? How do you think that music is going to, like, how honest is that going to be? Because like, I feel like we've been pretty honest with our lyrics about our critiques of things in the world. And because kids today have like access to all of this information in so many different mediums, how do you think that's going to fan out in the next 10 years?
I think they'll still be like pretty fucking bomb ass songwriters.
Yeah.
I would hope. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We
I
played
really
at the
don't
skate
know.
park
I want
in McHenry because you relate to the skater crowd. You've been skating like how long?
Oh man, since I was like 11 or 10.
Exactly. And I feel like that scene has kind of remained untouched. Like it still shares very much the same energy of like expressing yourself on a board, and at the same time the music is associated with that. Was your question
more so like, how do I think the generations coming up will?
Well, I guess gauging like how our generation writes music. How do you think 10 years from now that music is going to interpret what we're talking about?
Right. I mean, that's kind of tough too, because I feel our generation writes music in so many different ways. I feel in my mind I can't like categorize our generation's songwriting. I mean, I guess I can. I think it's solid, and I guess I don't have that like old man mentality of like good old like classics. And I do know classics, but I just wasn't there to experience it firsthand and kind of have that real. I don't know. I want to think that our generation is more open to the ideas of the younger generation, because
embracing new themes.
Because I think that like the generations of old rockers and maybe I'm speaking for myself, but as far as like our parents listening to music we may listen to or newer music, it's like, oh, what the fuck is this? But I think I'll always have the mentality of like, okay, like this isn't something that I would listen to, but like what are they hearing here, and like why do they like it?
What's the
like,
significance?
Yeah, like what's their
what's
experience?
The substance
that like
that they're
there's got to be substance, I think, in any way, and I think that we're all human, and I don't think that maybe until that we're all robots. I don't know. Like I think there's still gonna be art.
Just don't buy automatic door locks. Maintain that part of your humanity. Don't rely on a computer to lock your fucking door. Lock your door with a deadbolt like a normal human being.
That's why I feel weird about Teslas.
Yeah. We were at an Airbnb for our show.
Oh wait, I think your mic just hit the play. Okay, there you are.
Hello.
Yep, you're back.
Okay,
you're back.
We were at an Airbnb for our Pollyanna show in St. Charles, and it had like automatic locks on the door.
Ooh.
And I thought like if you shut your door and like 30 seconds later, if you haven't locked it yourself, it'll go shunk and it'll like lock itself.
That's so weird.
And I was like, that's furthering us away from like just remembering to do it ourselves. And I don't want to get so busy in my life where I forget
to lock a door.
The menial things.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to that point where my brain is like so devolved.
Yeah, stuff like that. I feel though with the generations coming up, they won't know if they were raised in a household with a lock like that.
Yeah.
By no fault of their own, they're just going to be used to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. But I don't know.
We're delving into some like not boomer gripe territory, but like I'm just saying, lock your doors.
Do you want to go back to bicycles? Do you bike, JoJo?
Fun fact: I learned how to ride a bike 2 years ago.
No way!
Oh, I was there for it. I was there for it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
What'd you think?
I have a picture.
I dig it, man. I wish. I mean, I don't own a bike. I was using a combination of Fritz's bike, our singer, because we lived together, and then Julia's sister had a bike that she let me borrow. But I should bike more, honestly. It took. Man,
fun.
It was like one of those things where you're like, wow, you got to keep at this, and then it just happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was learning how to ride because I was dating somebody at the time, and we wanted to go on a bike ride. And then, of course, the day of the bike ride came after I was practicing all week, and then the front tire wouldn't fill with air like on the day of the bike ride, so we couldn't end up going. And that was the last time I rode a bike. But yeah,
The front tire popped, you're saying?
yeah, like it had like something in it that wouldn't let it like something like a needle or something that I must have rolled over,
Okay.
and it didn't inflate with air, and I had to get it.
Freaking Bayview.
Yeah, I had to get it repaired.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I crashed and burned a lot. Like
Freaking Milwaukee, I'd say
Yeah.
there's so many nails
I
You're
around.
gonna
know.
hit some debris on
People
a bicycle.
hate bikes
Especially
every day
spring
at
riding,
least.
there's lots of snow that
Yeah.
just holds a lot of shit and
Oh.
it melts. There's just so much shit in the
Oh,
streets.
God. But yeah, bikes are cool, man.
And
I got to get back to
On
it.
the subject of bicycling,
So you're looking to buy a bike, right?
I want to buy a
But
bicycle.
yeah, what was this e-bike stuff you guys are talking
Well, yeah, and I rode a bike all the time as a kid, and I think it's my preferred like workout, honestly. And so like
You can get so far with such little, like, I don't know, just instead of like running somewhere, you can get so far so fast with
Mhm.
efficiency.
I feel really good after like biking all over town. Like, and I want to invest in like a bicycle. Like, is there some shops around here? Maybe you could
Mountain
point
Outfitters,
me
West
towards.
Bend.
I mean,
have to say that.
shoot, I'll
West
drive
Bend.
40 minutes to West Bend.
I have to say that, you know.
Well, yeah, but like
otherwise.
So what would you recommend for like if I wanted to like bike Bradford Beach every day, like
On the
along
beach?
Lincoln Memorial
Or on the asphalt.
on the asphalt?
Okay. So you were saying you're more of like a casual rider, right? Like you don't want to. Do you
But
want to go fast?
I'll still exude energy. Like
Do you want to go fast?
I want to have consistency.
Consistency. Do you want to use it as a workout?
Yes, as well as transport.
Okay. I think you'll probably be more of like a hybrid kind of bike. So
Yeah.
it's basically a bike that's like there's bikes that are like sport
It can
fitness
adapt.
kind of bikes
Mm.
that are like harder frames, more aerodynamic, I guess, with like smaller wheels. Hybrid bike will have like wheels, there's tires with like more tread and traction, and they'll also have a little bit of shock in the front fork. And then also just like some differences with the gears I'm kind of forgetting now, but like the hybrid bikes are really nice to have like the duality between like wanting to get a good workout and getting like a far distance, but also being kind of comfortable, because like the sport fitness bikes, they're not necessarily the road bikes where like you're hunched over the whole time.
Yeah.
But you can go on a long bike ride on a hybrid and still feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need the seat when I bike. I don't mind being like in a constant state of like, you know, hoofing it. But
Yeah, I mean, you'll want to though if you're going on.
well,
Like
yeah, for the cool down, like you'll want.
Would you go on like a long bike ride, like a 20 miler, 25, which isn't even like super.
I've never
long,
really
but-
attempted that distance, so I can't say.
Okay,
But
25, you could do
My
that
legs
with
are
a
sweating
hybrid.
thinking of that.
And there's some hybrids too where you can lock out the fork. So like, say you're going, if you wanted to go like do some off-roading, if you wanted to, like on some grass or like some sand even, like the hybrid is nice because like if you unlock the fork and it has some suspension there,
oh, okay.
it's like a little bit more giving and like a little bit more comfortable of a ride, but you are losing efficiency if you are going like long distances if you have the shocks. So that's where you
Right.
flick the fork to make it solid, so you can just gun it on like flat road asphalt for a
sure.
while and not lose that energy.
I'm interested in learning about
Yeah.
like the tech of like, you know, more modern bicycling for.
You're getting e-bike.
Well, yeah. And you were mentioning the e-bike before.
They're so sick.
What
I might
is-
pull
what
up a
are
picture
those?
of the one that I'm looking at. It's so sick. It's like a motor.
Is it like the future of bicycling?
I don't think we'll get
Or it's trying to
there
present itself
anytime
as?
soon. It's trying to. Something like this, I think is super cool. There's different ones that are like, that are a little bit more.
Okay, these are the
different
ones that
looking.
I've seen people
Whoa.
like riding.
They're like trying to throw it back, but at the same time, you can tell it's very expensive.
Oh fuck yeah! With the bigger seat,
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty
dude.
sick.
The big light on the front,
That's pretty dope.
Roll
man.
road.
and then there's different brakes too. These are disc brakes.
Just
Look how
just
fat
a straight
that-
up machine.
Yeah, them tires are.
2020. Oh, dude.
That looks sick.
He's
bro.
like barely pedaling. He's.
It's almost like a dirt bike.
But a hybrid.
Minus
would
the
be-
engine.
Ah, that's what it. Yep. Okay. That's
I'm
missing
I'm
part.
terrified of motorcycles.
I've ridden some dirt bikes before. My mom used to have a motorcycle, but she got rid of that too. She just didn't use it very much. But at the same time, it's my uncle was in a crash many years ago, and it was very scary. So
Yeah.
I've known.
I
one
know
too.
how like you're just right there exposed.
Gotta wear a helmet. This is something that I was picturing for you, RJ.
Oh yeah,
Like, just a nice bike.
pretty solid.
Disc brake, solid. It's
Whatever
probably-
I can
it's
carry
probably
in my
like 20,
apartment, like that'll
24
work.
gears. Yeah, if you want, like, you can add a rack on the back to have a bag.
I was gonna say get some saddlebags on
You
there.
can get some saddlebags. You could add, like, you got to get a lock on there.
I wanna
some
get a
lights, basket on the front.
I want
there.
a wicker basket
Yeah.
at the front.
Oh yeah.
Picnic basket.
Exactly.
You go to
You
Mountain
gotta
Out-
carry those goods.
Mountain Outfitters, West Bend, Wisconsin. Yeah, they'll hook you up
There's
right.
the plug.
They'll hook you up right.
It's not that far. I drive to West Bend for work a lot, so like I could.
Yeah.
I,
not
I,
bad.
I might just hit up that
That's not
shop.
bad. You
What's
make
the
an
What's the name of the
appointment.
shop?
Mountain Outfitters.
Mountain Outfitters.
Yep.
I'm making a note right now. Mountain Outfitters.
Tell him Parker sent you.
Yeah,
100%.
seriously. Ask for Kevin.
Is that your dad?
My father, yeah.
Nice.
I'm not
He's there
expecting a
every day.
discount, but I'll be very
He's
enthralled.
there
if
every
there is
day.
one.
Well,
Hardworking
now we
man.
decided which bike you're gonna go for, so that's good. Hybrid, I would think, but maybe something else if you're feeling up for. I mean, even the fixed gear. So that bike over there is one gear. Basically, you don't have any change if you're like we're wanting to climb a hill or go down a
Right.
hill. It's like
It's all in the legs.
it's one, and also
It's all on you.
the pedals. You know how when you pedal and you can like keep your legs straight and your bike still goes and just kind of cruise. Those pedals are fixed to the wheel, basically. So even if you like tried to coast, the pedals are fixed to the wheel, so you're constantly pedaling, even if you want to coast, no matter how fast the wheels are going.
So
You
you
just
can't
gotta
really.
have your
So
legs at the side.
you could do that. You could do that, or you just gun it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And even if you go backwards, you can do that. And it's like it's kind of a hipster thing, to be honest. I'm not super
Sure thing.
into it, but
It's a little
they're
too
fun.
new.
Like I can get cooking,
Yeah.
and I think it's just like a pure expression of like my own physical power that I can put behind this
Right.
bike,
Yeah.
and like how fast I'm going. I'm like
Smoke
that's
starts coming out
yeah, I'm
off
like,
your body.
That's completely me, and it just
Mhm.
feels like really good to push it, and I don't know, it's just like raw.
Love it.
Yeah. So,
No,
sorry about this bike talk.
I am
I've
being
been trying to-
educated so much right now. Keep it
I've been
going.
trying to bike around this city, and I haven't had a bicycle since childhood, and I've recently I want to invest in one. I know because
Biking
I
around
honestly
Milwaukee
miss
is
it.
so
I
fun.
used to be kind of good on a bicycle.
Sure.
I loved going off road and like going down kind of some pretty rocky hills and stuff like that. So
Sure. I mean,
I
if you want,
want to tap into it again.
Yeah, I mean, a hybrid would be the way to go because you got that shock suspension.
You were
can,
mentioning that, yeah. The bike technology, I'm really not.
I could see you on a
well-versed
mountain bike for some reason.
Yeah.
'cause there's
It's the beard, man.
I got a
Yeah.
base. I got a base that just says, he'll fall over, but not as often as you might think.
Mountain bikes are nice because you can take them like on trails around here. And Wisconsin does
yeah.
have some pretty nice
Yeah.
like mountain bike trails that you like take.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
like very heavy off-road dirt road, like dirt paths, so to speak, like through woods and stuff. And you
Yeah.
can really just like.
I'd love to go around like Devil's Lake and just
Oh sure, yeah.
just wheel around.
Devil's Lake is fun.
Should be fun.
We were there. Was that 20?
2020.
I think it was 2020, summer of
Pandemic
2020.
year. Yeah.
We went there with Chrissia.
Yeah. And
What'd you guys do?
We kind of hiked the place, honestly. We went,
Oh,
around,
nice,
we ran
yeah.
around the river. Did we go up to the?
We went to the top,
the top.
and
Yup.
that famous rock formation.
Yeah, I don't do well with heights. When they started going out there, like, I'm gonna just
Well,
sit with everybody
Yeah.
else.
her boyfriend was like right at the edge with his friends. They were hanging off the cliff, and I was
They're
just like,
hanging off.
well,
I
like,
can't
oh
do
no,
that.
they had their legs dangling,
Like
Like
They were sitting on
legs
the
off the
edge.
cliffs.
Oh,
I was
just
like,
sitting
just like we are in
there.
these seats
I
right
can't
now.
do it,
But they
man.
were sitting like
I
looking
can't do
down at
that.
like 1,500 feet.
I
I'm just
can't
like,
do that
I
either.
can't do it. I like hiking, but I can't do the extreme stuff.
no, dude, you were like back in the woods. You
Dude,
didn't
I
even
was
want to
like,
look at the horizon.
No, dude, I was like, if I can see where I might fall, I'm good.
Yeah,
Because I'm a clumsy, like a very clumsy guy. Like I'll be walking down the street and just trip, like, and I'll be like, like I was having dinner with some friends when we were in Chicago, and like we were getting up from the table. And I had my little to-go box. I don't know what happened, but the thing flew out of my hands. So you put me on a mountain? No, man, I can't do that.
If I'm deciding the way I go, Yeah, it's not gonna be
No, I can't. 'Cause
like
you can still be alive. At
chilling
the end
up on the top of Devil's Lake, just
No.
having a good time.
A loose
and
rock.
Then just tripping.
There were people climbing like that rock formation too,
Crazy.
with like
Fucking
no ropes.
crazy.
They were
Crazy.
just going up there trying.
I won't skydive for that
Test-
reason too.
I'm kind of the
testing.
same way. Like, part of me wants to skydive. I'm like, no, even knowing that one
good.
one person in
Yeah.
the history of time has died doing this, I'm good.
No, even skydiving, people, there's accidents all the time.
can't do
skydiving.
it.
Chutes don't open, man.
It's like I feel like humans reached a point. They're
Not
like, all
worth
right,
it.
how many
Not
ways can we
worth it.
potentially kill ourselves?
There's only
seeking a
one
thrill?
way that a chute can open incorrectly. There's only that one time that it's gonna fail.
Yeah, I'll
you.
take my odds.
I'm
just
good.
not go.
Dude, I was watching like a zip lining thing, and like
Ooh.
thankfully, like it was this girl it was like in a baseball stadium or something, but the zip line broke like before she even got very far. Thankfully, because it was a pretty high drop if she would have fell like over the stadium. And I was like, bruh. Or I thought like a bungee jumping thing
The bungee jumping ones.
it snapped
Ooh.
back like too early or something. She didn't get that far down. It just like snapped. And I've heard that people go blind from that kind of stuff. Like, and I'm like, I'm good.
Ooh.
You're dealing with.
Have you ever seen those
Gravity,
videos of people about to go bungee jumping, and then they'll go, and then right when they jump, someone's like, wait.
Oh no, that's terrible.
But it's just a joke.
Shut my laptop
Oh
screen as
my
second I hear
gosh.
some shit.
That's-
some fuckery
They
going
like
on.
wait, and they throw like a fake like
that's horrible.
lion.
That's
no.
horrible.
Just imagine being just oh my god.
I've seen like the ones at like theme parks where the guy will be like, next to somebody. He's like, wait, you're telling me it's not secure?
Oh,
and then it'll just
right,
go.
yeah.
I'm like, that's horrible.
Like the one where it just shoots up.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, that would shit my pants 6 times in a row. That's
I've gone through waves of loving like amusement park rides and just not really being down with them.
I used to love Mount Olympus.
Sure, yeah.
Is that
I kind of
And
don't.
then Wisconsin Dells.
The Hades ride like hurt my back
Oh,
when
sure.
I went on it.
Never did Hades.
It felt like you were just riding like a plank of wood
Yeah, I don't like
at
wood
like
rides.
70 miles an hour going under a parking lot. And
No
like I was
way.
so sore after. Like I did it the one time. I didn't have to do it again. It was I don't know. I've always, if we're on the subject of amusement parks and shit, I've always been a water slide man.
Ooh.
See,
So-
I don't know how to swim.
And I haven't been on one of those in a minute.
I can't do anything with water. If it's like too deep, I'm like, I'm good. I wish I would just hurry up and conquer that fear, but I can't. I can't do water slides.
You learned how to bike 2 years ago. So
I
that's a
know.
start.
I need to find like an adult swimming class and just go for it.
Oh, for sure.
Because I mean,
You're out there.
my biggest fear.
We got to get a show at a pool.
Yeah, dude. One of my biggest fears is
Poolside.
like being on a plane and like the plane like crashing in the water, and I'm like the only survivor, and I can just barely see like the harbor or like the, and then being like, if I could swim, I could make this no problem, but not knowing how to swim and just that's I cringe
I'll
thinking
teach you.
about it, dude. I'm a terrible learner when it comes to that. I just my head goes under,
And
I'm
I'm
like,
an adequate teacher.
that. There,
I think
that
you
meets in
just
the middle
gotta
somewhere.
spend a week at a place with a pool that's
Yeah.
very deep and
Just get
with some
used to it.
friends. Just get a little comfortable.
I did
It's
one
just
of
the
those.
movement.
start on
It's all
the
movements.
Kiddie
the
pool.
shallow side. Yeah.
Y'all ever did one of those
Baby steps.
like the float chamber things? Like they got
Oh,
one like
yeah.
at Walker's Point.
Ooh,
I-
I don't know.
I
how
did
about
one of
that.
chamber.
those.
How was it?
Dude, it was kind of awesome. It's like a sensory deprivation chamber. You
Yeah,
put like
yeah.
some things in your ears, and you just like, it's like salt water. So
Oh,
you
like
just,
Stranger Things?
you just kind of, I mean, honestly, kind of like that. They put you in a little dome that closes up, and the whole room's dark, and you get like a little light in there. See, it was fun, but because I'm terrified of floating on my back, my neck was just stiff the whole time for like an hour because I was like, I don't want to let my head in the water. But it was actually kind of sick. Other than that,
Oh, so you're keeping your head
Yeah.
up the whole
I know, the
time?
whole time.
Oh my god!
That's probably why I have neck problems. But if even off of the topic, just like swimming, it's a pretty sick experience, dude. It was like a birthday gift I got from somebody.
Interesting.
So you just sit in a little egg-looking thing with like water going on
I'd
for
be
an hour.
curious to do one. I've always thought that I'd have some very deep, dark thoughts.
Yeah, it's supposed to like relax you.
I've heard it takes you back to the sensation of being in the womb.
I think that's the whole thing, right? Like that's kind of
Like you're
sounds
really
like the design.
every sense that you have kind of is supposed to go numb,
yeah.
especially your neck.
Yeah.
To become
Which
this
definitely
weightless
did.
matter.
Yeah,
My
and
neck
then
hurts just
to where
thinking
it's
of that.
just your thoughts.
Yeah.
Nothing but your thoughts.
Sensory deprivation.
Woo.
So I guess
Yeah.
your senses are gone, and
That
it's
makes
nothing
sense.
but
Yeah.
it's nothing but your soul left in that tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one in Walker's Point. Yep. That.
Kind of expensive, I remember seeing.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to go for free because.
How long is it?
It's
Like how long are you in there?
I think they got different times.
Yeah.
We did I think it's like an hour one or like a 3 hour one. I think I did
Oh God, I can't be.
If I'm
I'll
remembering that
prune
correctly.
the hell up if I'm in a bucket of water for 3 hours.
I did the 1 hour one, and you would think it goes by fast. You feel every minute of that hour is what I'll say. But you
Sure.
do kind of eventually just kind of, because I'll close my eyes.
Yeah.
And they have a little thing you can hang on to. You can't really sit up in it, though, without pushing the thing open because it's pretty low, pretty round. But yeah, it was an experience, dude. I'd go back again, once every 6 years or something.
Yeah, I want to try it
I
eventually.
think it's like $90 though. That's
I've heard doing those and like taking an edible or something.
that would you be in
just
space,
like a
man. You
ride.
really would be back in the fourth dimension or the reality where you have a unicorn real quick.
You're one with the
portal.
salt water now.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
If you've been swimming in the ocean, like swimming in, have you been swimming in an ocean?
I've been to Florida a few times. I've been in the Atlantic. Never been to the Pacific, but
Like the salt water just kind of
yeah, the salt water
a little bit.
What is it?
I think
the
the
Dead Sea,
Yeah,
where
it's the most
if you
dense.
just like go out there and just like make yourself stationary, you'll just like float at the top
Yep.
because of the
salt,
the
so
volume
dense.
of like salt in the water
Jesus.
like will just keep your body from falling
that's
under. So you could like chuck
trippy to
anything in
think
the
about.
water and nothing will sink
Crazy.
because of the salt.
Ooh. I think they call it. Do they call it the Dead Sea because everything that dies in it just?
I think so. It's just this
rises?
still object, you know.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anything can really live in that much salt. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a lot.
If there is, it's like Loch Ness or something.
Yeah. Well, if it dies, it'll just
float
right to
up,
the
yeah.
top.
Exactly. We're just waiting for that carcass.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
I remember being in like the ocean once and just chilling because you don't really have to try too much and just like kind of sit and just like it wasn't as much as the Dead Sea would be, but still it's like
Yeah.
really buoyant. It's so fun.
Mhm.
It's like twirling around the margarita.
I want to go swimming in the ocean again because I think the last time and like the only time I've ever been was when I went to Florida when I was in like 3rd grade or something, and we went swimming. But I had stupidly like recently watched Jaws as a child for the first time, so like I had
Oh my God.
I had the shark fear when I was a child, so like I didn't want to be out there too long. But like as an adult, like I know that, you know, whatever, if they're out there, who cares? But I want to like be in the ocean again just because there's so many places I went as a kid that I want to revisit in order to actually have a better informed opinion of.
Totally.
Because as a kid, you know, you expand upon so much stuff that isn't even there. And like that's the same with like New York City, like swimming in oceans. Like I just want to revisit all these things, you know.
Where would you guys want to live if it wasn't Milwaukee?
I'm not gonna say the obvious answer. Chicago.
Chirac.
Oh yeah, fuck you. Other than
No. You know, I've always wanted to go to like. I've been telling people about this recently. I've always wanted to go to like Seattle or like Portland, Oregon. You know what I mean? And kind of see like, because what Portland's like the Pacific Northwest. Is that
Yep.
the area? I've always wanted to go there and like do some
Me too.
hiking or like go in like the forest and stuff over there. Kind of being close to the water a little bit too.
Seems really magical over there.
Yeah, you know, or Seattle. I like a lot of rain and I like big cities, you know. So if it wasn't Chicago, it'd be those two places or like New York. Just because I'm a big city guy for sure. I love exploring. Because I feel like you never run out of things to see, like ever.
Right.
And there's always some new attraction because it's the big city, metropolitan area. So those 3 places for sure. Yeah, and in Chicago.
Okay, we get it.
I don't think you do, man. Come on. No, what about you?
I guess, I mean, obviously LA, I've always been into, I love Hollywood and, you know, or at least the good aspects of Hollywood. And I've always wanted to, because I've never been to California. I've never been that far west. And so I've always held this romantic idea of what California might mean to me. And I'm curious to see what it actually means. But if not that, Nashville.
Yeah.
I've been there. I road tripped there when I graduated high school with my sister, and we drove down
Nice.
there and we just hung out. we met up with like this YouTuber Olin Rogers, who I was like a huge fan of at the time, and he
Oh,
had like
what?
he had like a soda shop down there that he was having a party at, and like
What?
he invited like people like on the show, like, hey, I've got these dates where I'm just gonna be here, like let's hang out and like play Mario Kart or some shit.
Nice.
And
That's so cool.
That's
it
fucking
was
sick,
it was
dude.
so cool, and I was just like, dude, let's like go to Nashville just so we can meet this
Yo.
dude. And it was just really fun. But in this, at the same time, that's when I learned just like the significance of the music industry in Nashville, as far as like, you know, I have some country influences as well, and some of the kind of rootsier stuff, bluegrass, super into, and Nashville is just like king of like the hub of people combining like Southern soul roots kind of stuff with like, you know, Northern kind of progressive, really advanced, like kind of rock stuff. And I don't know, I think Nashville, I've only been there one time, but I've always wanted to go back. And what I loved about it the most is like every block you walk past, there's like another performer,
Live
another
music
band playing
everywhere.
something. And every block you pass, there's some new performance going on.
Yep.
And that I had never seen that in any city before in my life. And I would love to go. I would live in Nashville. That would be sick. Yeah.
That would be sick.
I think you would really like New Orleans too. When we went up there.
Ooh,
Oh,
I
you
wanna
guys went
go
to New Orleans?
there.
I was so jealous.
When we went up there for me and Fritz and our old roommate Charlie, we went up there for Mardi Gras last
Oh,
year.
did you meet up with Isaac Rapinski?
Yeah,
he was down there, too.
He was there with his mom. Oh my gosh, I have so many
Right,
fun stories. That was a
dude.
party. Oh, endless. I'd never ever seen anything like Mardi
Drugs
Gras in New
everywhere.
Orleans.
Yeah.
Dude, what they don't tell you is that like it smells like vomit a lot, like on the streets.
Sure,
But you
sure.
know, you get like wake up in the morning to get breakfast or something, you see the cleaning crew like getting
Yeah.
ready, like taking care of everything, and then it happens again. But
Back
man,
to those cobbled streets.
and what's crazy is like, you know, you're in the French Quarter or like Bourbon Street and stuff, and you get that very old, like kind of New Orleans kind of feel. But then you turn at some point and you get like the actual like big city part of it is pretty distinct as well. Like where they had the huge parade going. Oh my gosh, that was the last time I was like truly at peace. Was when I was in New Orleans. I remember waking up and being like, wow, like I'm in this bitch.
Yeah.
Like New Orleans is amazing, man. Like
I would love to visit one day.
I think you would love it, dude.
Yeah.
Like we went to Preservation Hall, which is like this really old school, like just, you know, concert hall, if you will. But there's basically no electricity or anything like that
Holy
besides
shit,
like
what?
besides like the lights and maybe the guitar player's amp. But there's no microphones.
Oh,
There's no nothing like
wow.
that. And the jazz band comes in, dude, and they just they're like,
Wow.
"What's up?" And then they just hit it. Dude, one of the funniest things I saw down there. It was at Preservation Hall, and they had this band going, and they had a special guest who was this like super old dude, but he was like, I don't even remember his name. I just seen so much there, I can barely remember all the details. But I remember this, like they were playing, you know, and the guy gets up, he's like, you know, we're gonna do this song right now. The band hasn't done it in a while, X, Y, and Z. You know, it's like we're gonna do this song. And the band leader's like, all right, man, what key you want? The guy's like, he's like, what key is this song? And the dude's like, I don't know. And he just starts playing, and you just see all these pro jazz musicians like, bruh, and they have to sit there and like figure out everything on the spot of this tune, and I just thought that was
Wow.
amazing, you know.
Just
oh my
cooking.
gosh. I went to the jazz museum down there, saw this dude, I'm so bad with names, I can't remember, but he was just in town giving this clinic about like blues roots and history, and he was just like a killer guitar player.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, everywhere you go, every corner, every venue or whatever, you got people just in the corners with amps and guitars or busking on the street. There was this dude that was a crazy slide player just going off, and that was just normal. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Damn, I love New Orleans. That place was sick, dude. I love it. I had a lot.
I've
Lots
always
of
wanted
places to
go.
visit. There's so many cool
Yeah.
places.
What about you, man? Where would you just settle down?
No, I don't know. Like as you were talking about before, like Milwaukee is a city that people just come back to.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then. And I'm fortunate to feel that Milwaukee will always be a place that I can come back to if I ever live somewhere else. My brother lives out in Amsterdam right now,
Okay.
and I've mentioned that I've visited there 2 times before, and that city is just the coolest fucking city.
Dude,
It's
I
just
believe
like
it.
I love it because of the people and just like that. It's literally the coolest people, like ages like 20 to 35 from all over the world, just hub in Amsterdam, and it's just all these different cultures hodgepodged into one, just on the streets, and like people biking everywhere, which I love to bike.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a cool spot to be. And I think just feeling all the different and learning so many different people's cultures is really important to me, and like hearing like or just experiencing it all. And I think Amsterdam would be a really sweet city to live in, at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's going on a trip because he works remotely. He works in tech. He's like he's doing the fucking thing. He's a big inspiration of mine. But
Your brother?
mm-hmm. And he's doing a trip, I think, next fall, out to somewhere for like 3 months, and he's gonna continuously maybe do like these 3 months like living somewhere else and like subleasing his place. And he's got a 1-bedroom place, and I mentioned to him the other night, like once he's planning another one, I definitely would love to at least spend 3 months out in Amsterdam.
That'd be
just
sick
like
as fuck.
living. We were talking earlier about before, like just living and experiencing and finding like just being and finding inspiration of like writing from that. And I think that that would be a really, really nice thing, and kind of getting out. And part of me is like, well, do I keep doing shows and gigging? But then at the end of the day, I'm like, well, I'm only 24 years old, and I think there's so much more to experience and write about. And I think for me, a big part would just be to experience.
Damn right. When somebody once told me the purpose of life is to like discover and to explore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I can do the podcast out there, dude.
Yeah, man. Meet up.
Do some shows.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
I think that's important. That's why I like where I come from too, because though I would rather live in a city, whenever I go home, it's very quiet, because like the loudest thing nearby is like the county highway, like half a mile away.
Sure,
so you'll hear cars passing by like a half a mile away. You'll hear their engine because sound just travels. But because I have access to that silence, I think that's important to sit in silence with yourself in order to determine what your next step is as far as a song you're trying to write. You know, I think it allows you to really put yourself, like, you don't have to do this, but I like kind of putting the way I express myself under a microscope when I'm in the country, and I really have nothing but myself and my thoughts that I can think about. And
that's your soul speaking.
Yeah,
you know?
I think the same thing with like wanting to live in Amsterdam for a few months, a new environment, you know, finding out things about yourself. That's just going to come with the territory, which then affects the way you write music, because it's affected the way you look at the world, which is just an extension of how you write, really. So yeah, I there's a lot of places I want to live.
It's got the chills.
There's a lot of places I want to live, but I think Milwaukee, you know, satisfies my needs at this moment in my life. I think professionally, socially, emotionally, I think it's nurtured everything I'm trying to explore and figure out about myself. Before I venture off, you know, if I do end up going someplace else, this place I know will have given me the confidence to keep being myself, simply because of, you know, everything I've learned being away from a tiny town.
Sure.
And this is like this is a small, big town, I guess, Milwaukee. So I think it's a good start. It's a good starter city for me, at least, just coming from absolute like lowest altitudes to like something in a city.
So Jojo, if you love Chicago so much, why don't you live there?
AKA get out.
When I'm 35, that's my age. If I'm 35 and got nothing going on, I'll settle back down. But I gotta get around a bit. I gotta go see everything. Yeah. But I love going back home. Oh God, I'm like craving a Chicago style hot dog with no ketchup at the moment. When we were down there the other day,
ketchup on a hot dog is not a talking point for you.
Okay, I was gonna say choose your next words. Anybody who puts ketchup on a hot dog can meet me out back, bro. Let's go. We were there the other day. And
there goes half your audience.
I didn't get one.
Dude.
It's like unfollow. Local band explodes, but not in the way that you think. Guitarist crushes hot dog. No, yeah, I'll get back someday. Like what's nice about living in Milwaukee is that it's right next door, so I'm not terribly far from it. I almost went to Boston for college.
Oh, really?
If you can believe that.
Wow.
I got accepted to the Berklee College of
Oh, you
Music out
did?
there
Whoa.
when I was in high school, but ridiculously expensive. No scholarships, and I'm like, I like where I ended up. You know, you can't really get hung up about that sort of stuff. But
For sure.
and it's expensive to live out there. I've had friends who went to MIT, and they're like, bruh, they went back to
If
Chicago.
you're going to America's like first schools,
Yeah.
you're gonna be
Paying
paying
for the history.
paying.
Totally.
Yeah.
You just got to be friends with the people out in Berkeley.
True. That's true.
Got to make connections.
But yeah, man, I
That's
mean,
its own fat community, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's
It
like,
is. It is.
yeah.
You know,
They there's so many
I just want to make
colleges.
Milwaukee more prestigious like that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Milwaukee's got character.
It's the population is growing. There's
Yeah.
so many apartments going up.
Yeah.
More sky
Well, and that's what
rises
that
and
new
all
building
stuff.
is
I was
going
gonna
to
say
be.
on Brady
The
Street.
Feindorf Corporation is building luxury apartments at that
Oh.
intersection.
I'm Brady.
Or no, like at the edge of downtown. Like
Oh, sure,
if-
yeah.
you know that
that really
intersection with
terrible,
all of
like-
those lanes
Yeah,
going up
trying
to
to
the
go-
bridge.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Where
That's
like,
going to be
how
like
do I-
luxury apartments,
Yep.
Yep.
and then the train system,
Right
the
in
east
there.
to west train system hub.
They're
is gonna
taking
be
that
there.
highway out too.
Where? Which
right,
highway?
right by the public market. You know that highway, like coming
Oh,
into the city.
That like
It's
kinda
all those
goes
Milwaukee
above it?
Bucks
They're
dollars.
gonna, they're
Yeah.
taking that highway out.
What are they putting there?
A big park.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah, I saw some renovations. It looks pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's like
I
a-
was-
like a Milwaukee
means-
Central Park.
I've been in this whole mindset, and maybe it's because I've been browsing this like subreddit. I can't remember which one it was, but it's basically like
The
America.
Reddit rabbit hole.
America needs to be like more walkable. You know what I mean? I think I'm cool with not having as many roads or highways if it means that there's like parks and walkable
Milwaukee
areas.
I do think is very walkable.
Yeah.
Very walkable to get from like the
Yeah.
east side to Brady Street. Even.
Yeah.
It's-
So I
and
made that
thinking
walk quite
about,
a few
like,
times.
If we were in New York, doing like a 30-minute walk is like normal.
That's
Which like doing a 30-minute walk takes you all the way to the third ward from
Yeah.
like here.
yes.
I walked from
It's
like
crazy.
the east side to the Marquette campus,
I still can't believe you did that.
which is like I walked like under the freeway and shit. But like, I had missed a bus and I didn't really know how to read bus routes and shit, so it was my own fault. But I just decided, it says it's a half-hour walk. I'm just gonna walk it, and like compared to other cities,
Yeah, you can't walk. anywhere in Chicago.
Milwaukee's
That ain't
like
happening.
kind of tame when it comes to the
Yeah.
interactions you may or may not have.
Yeah.
Very true. You man, no matter where you go in Milwaukee, you kind of see the same kind of just, I don't know, NPCs like everywhere. You know what I mean?
It all
The
comes back to
transits?
video games, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
NPCs
the
like
NP
non-playable character.
NPC.
Yeah, just like a lot of just the denizens of Milwaukee.
The side quests.
Yeah,
Yep.
you see so many of the same people in all parts of town. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I'll see the local guy
Side quests.
just everywhere, which is kind of fun. I mean, in that
I think
sense,
that's everywhere you go though too.
yeah,
you know?
Milwaukee's
Oh, yeah.
a real like, oh hey, I know you. Oh right, you're the guy.
Do you guys go to go out to bars pretty often at all?
I used to a lot.
What's your nightlife look like?
I'm so tired these days because of the long shifts and the gigging, but I generally go out. My New Year's resolution is to go to more shows, you know, because last year I feel like I didn't go to near enough local shows or even
Yeah.
bigger shows here and in other places.
Yeah.
But these days, like, I'm trying to get to more. I've gone to like 4 or 5 shows so far this year. Just, you know, on nights that I would usually stay in and just rest. I'm like, well, if I get the next day off, I'll try to go out and support some local music.
Yep.
But I'd say I go out like maybe, not even a few times every week, like maybe once or twice every few weeks. You know, I don't go to the bars that much. I try not to drink too much unless I'm like playing a show or something or drinking at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like the Sugar Maple in Bayview. That's probably my favorite bar in the
Oh
city.
shit! Okay, I've
I
never heard of
love-
that actually.
It's like a craft beer kind of bar, and I'm maybe that guy, but I do like some craft beers. You know, I used to be like, oh, craft beer snobs are weird. Now I'm like,
What, the IPAs?
I am one of them. Just like, you know, all the fancy beers. Like I went to where did I go to Lulu, Cafe Lulu in Bayview with Fritz the other day, and I got like this peanut butter beer, and I was like, this is great. It was delicious. It tasted like
Peanut
chocolate.
butter beer.
So yeah, that's kind of the extent of my nightlife these days.
Is it like chocolate?
Going to shows or, you know, hitting up like very specific bars. I'll go dancing. I like Mad Planet. Like
Mad
I'll go
Planet's the
dancing
spot.
every few months.
Bad plants.
I made like a pact with myself and my girlfriend too to just like see more shows. And
Yeah.
And Mad Planet as well. We love going out and
Oh, yeah.
dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Their theme nights are like killer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Just found out that we're playing a show the night of their ABBA versus Queen versus
Is it Madonna? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Somebody just
fuck,
said
dude.
that.
Just the 80s are
Part of me
crumbling
was
all
like,
around
oh
you.
shit, it's a house show and we're going last. And
Yeah.
like, I hope people stick around.
Mhm.
But
You'll
also,
get
I
there
don't
with
blame
one
them.
solid hour left of the morning, the wee morning.
Yeah.
It's like I don't
From
blame
1 to
them for
2
going to
a.m.
Mad Planet
Dude, we went to
instead of our set.
we went to Mad Planet for Halloween this year, and that was just a time.
Oh,
bro. Oh my gosh, Mad Planet Halloween parties are just insane. They're
Wow.
so much fun.
Yeah.
You know,
If not there, like I used to live in Bayview. I loved. I don't know. I love any place that sells food. I'm a foodie, so like if I can go out and get food, that's where I'll go.
That's
so like
fucking move.
Central,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like Vanguard.
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 Oh my god.
Haven't been there, but
Dude, it's
I've heard
awesome.
of
They got
Vanguard.
poutine. They're one of the few places in the city I know, at least, that I can get some good poutine.
what is poutine?
It's like it's
It's like
Canadian.
Pantene, but with poo.
Yes. No, it's like Canadian. It's basically like fries, like cheese and gravy, and it like potatoes, cheese and gravy. Like, and they
All
got
the
a few
good
different
stuff.
types. It is, dude.
The famine's over.
And of course, they use like cheese. They use like cheese curds at Vanguard. Oh my god, it's good.
Yeah, Bayview's got like some great food.
Bayview's got. That's why
I know.
love
I
the
don't get
neighborhood.
down there enough.
Dude,
There's
I
this
think you
taco
would.
truck that sits by a Cafe India in
Yeah.
the Kinetic
Sure, yeah,
Apartments.
yeah.
I hit that truck up like almost every time I see it.
Parker, I think you would love Bayview, especially for biking, man. You got to go to South Shore. You got to go to
Yeah.
South Shore Park. There's a huge, like,
Gorgeous park.
little trail that kind of runs through it.
Humboldt too.
Yep, and you can
Humboldt
Park.
Park,
Yeah, dude, I think you would absolutely
Trying to play
love-
Chill on the Hill this summer.
Do it, man.
That show.
It's fun.
You would crush
You guys,
it.
did you guys
We
play
did that summer of 21.
Yeah, dude, we played it. Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome.
The sound was a little, but
It was a fun time.
It was
man,
still
for
a fun
sure.
show.
Like,
That venue looks so fun.
it's
big show.
massive.
Big
Yeah.
show.
And people come out pretty much just for the music. And
Yeah.
there's food trucks and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, it's like 2,000 people. And it's on a
Jesus.
Tuesday, which always throws me for a
in
loop.
summer though.
In
I
summer.
feel in,
Yeah.
in Milwaukee, it's nice in the summers when it's warm out. People take advantage
That's
every
a
day of the
good
week.
point.
Yeah,
to
people
do
have the
something.
most random days off in the summer. So like even though it is a Tuesday, it totally has potential.
Yeah.
Well, even if I work till 5.
Yeah, I was
it's
going
like,
to say it starts at 6 or
I-
7 usually.
in
They
the
pull
summer.
up a lawn chair with a beer and they're just like, all right, what's happening?
Yeah, whether in like the winter, it's like I'm just gonna burrow
Dude,
inside
it's
my
so
place.
hard
Exactly.
to want to do
It's-
anything here in the wintertime. I'm like, I don't even want to leave.
You gotta
to
like
go
pay
food.
people to leave the house.
Honestly.
Which is nice though to like have I don't know, like if you wanted to do like as a musician, like a show on a weekday in the summer, it's
Yeah,
like people
much better luck. People come out.
more so will come out for
Mhm.
sure. It's hard to get people out in the winter.
Yeah, no matter where.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah dude. Bayview is my favorite neighborhood in the city for just a multitude of reasons. My goal this summer is to just do much more. I like more walking and exploring.
Yeah.
Just from
Where do you guys
into-
live now?
So I live. Well, I guess there's a collectivo in Bayview on like
Yeah,
near like
yeah.
KK and Lincoln. I live like 2 buildings down.
Connect.
I love it. So I'm right by the record store over there in the Tip Top Atomic Shop in the back of that building.
I lived in Bayview last year, moved back to the east side in 2022. Or in 21 I lived in Bayview, but then east side this year.
Nice.
I'm living with Will, our keys player.
Cool.
Yeah, and I guess there were some aspects of the east side that I really missed. Like I live probably like a block south of the Oriental Theater.
Yeah.
Great theater.
And just the past year was like a huge year for movies in my opinion too. So like I've been liking being on the east side again because it reminded me of like the kind of more film crowds I used to roll
Totally,
with
yeah.
and people I would always make short films with. And there's this romanticism to the east side that if you live here long enough, everyone kind of acquires it. So I intend to move back to Bayview eventually because, like you said, it's mine too. My favorite place I've lived in the
In
city.
the summertime, it's just
Bayview,
immaculate.
Bayview just is.
It's
I don't know.
mystical.
It's got this warmth to it, this community that like
Yeah.
I understand. I think,
Sure.
and that I want to you know.
They say
contribute
River
to.
West folk would go to retire.
Yeah,
baby.
it's like we're all
Yeah,
River
like,
West, like hipsters move.
East side, like I feel like
They
it's
get
just
old.
all business, you know. Like
Yeah.
I feel very motivated when I'm there, but like Bayview, I feel motivated and I want to just like chill out. You know?
Yeah.
Bayville or Bayville.
Bayville.
Close enough.
I mean, that sounds like a cool spot, but Bayview, yeah, South Shore Park, like you said,
Beautiful.
great spot.
I
To
think I
hang
went
out.
there. Has that
Beer garden?
gazebo? Has that big kind of venue? I guess not venue, but like a wedding kind of venue.
Like the terrace? The South
Yeah,
Shore
the terrace.
Okay,
My
yeah.
buddy
Like an
got
outdoor
married there in
rentable space,
October. Yeah,
kinda,
outdoor
yeah.
rentable space.
Yeah.
My buddy got married there in October.
That's
It
Oh,
was
that's
sick.
great.
They got a
It was
nice beer
sick.
garden over there.
Yeah,
too,
never
with
been
some
to the beer garden
great
over
food
there.
right on the water, dude. And
Yeah.
not pricey for like the location. Right on the water and all
You
that.
see, like,
They
the
could
Milwaukee
upcharge the shit out of it if they
skyline.
best
wanted
view
to.
in the city, in my opinion. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Ugh. And like it's just
You
like
can see the arc.
yeah.
you know.
Right.
And there's
Goes
a
up the lake.
whole path that goes like kind of like more south and yeah, dude, Bayview
Connects to Seven Bridges eventually.
Yeah, you get once you
sure.
start getting closer, like cutting.
Yeah, I gotta explore over there more.
I think you would absolutely love it, especially for biking.
Right.
It's
right.
Bayview is I can't
Properties
even-
go quick, so get on it.
dude. Yeah, it's the
You go to
price.
Trulia, you see one property, like check back in an hour and just make sure.
I lucked out with my
Yeah.
apartment, dude. I was doing the apartment hunt thing for a while, right when all the prices were crazy, and I managed to find like a place on Craigslist that was like literally up the block from where I used to live. Because me, Fritz, and our roommate Charlie had a whole house, which is where the band like would
Nice.
rehearse. But I was like,
Rip
I
the
need
Alice
to.
house.
I was like, I need to stay in Bayview and need like a landlord who's like not a part of a corporation. I would like ideally a duplex where I can like crank my guitar a little bit and like affordable, whatever that meant. But I found a place like I was searching for months and I found a place right last minute before I like almost moved to Shorewood, if you could believe it.
Oh wow,
You know,
yeah.
super affordable place. I ended up like
Not a
coming home from work a lot of time and just lifting all my furniture like down the street. I live right next to Tonic Tavern, like a building over. If you know where
Okay.
Tonic is, love.
Good spot.
I will talk about Bayview forever if I don't shut up. So, I love it.
Eventually, I've thought about. I mean, I'll just like every once in a while hop on Zillow or something
See
just
what's
to look
poppin'.
for like a. It would be sweet to own the duplex or something one
Yeah.
day and just like settle
The
down.
musician hub.
but,
Yeah,
yeah, I
That's
gotta travel a little bit before.
that's
I do
how I
that.
feel. I ain't settling down till
You
like,
ever
I
thought
can
of
see the
having like
world.
the band take one house?
That,
all the fun.
I like to be alone. I like living
Yeah?
alone.
Yeah, living alone's fun.
I tried that for the first time last year too. It has grown on me. 'Cause I do you enjoy your own company?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah,
I discovered that about myself
good.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very good thing.
It's nice. It's nice to be able to come home and just kind of like just the sound of silence and just I don't know, just being in your own company, like you said.
Yeah,
Like
it's a deep question I just got jogged of is, are you comfortable in your own thoughts?
yeah, that's the thing.
It's a deep
went-
question.
When life is going good, I don't know. My thoughts
Yeah.
tend to just be about anime.
When life is going good.
yeah, when life's going good, yeah, I'm like, all right, I can think about anime and nothing else. No intrusive thoughts, or at least I can control them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right, boys, we're almost at 3 hours. This will
Holy
be the
shit.
longest podcast we've
Oh
ever
my
done.
god.
No.
Should we
Wow.
wrap this up soon?
Might as well go for 4.
Well,
no, I'm kidding. Yeah,
I do have to pee again.
yeah, and
So-
I'm craving some McDonald's and the Indian food in
yeah,
my
I'm a little
fridge.
hungry myself.
So
You want
yeah.
some like
wanna stop on the
curry
way, dude?
infused McChickens?
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's get weird. No, thanks for having us on,
McCurry.
man.
Dude, absolutely.
Dude,
We'll
we're gonna crush it.
it's gonna be absolutely so much fun on Saturday.
Saturday at the Cooperage,
Holy
yo.
shit.
Dude, it's gonna be a party.
That-
I just got
that
like
shit. Be there for that
Dude,
shit.
that's just
gonna be
Water
sick,
Street,
bro.
It's
822
gonna
South.
be fun.
we are gonna
It's gonna
rip
be a
it
fun
up.
time.
It's gonna be sick.
I'm so excited.
I can't
It's
wait
not
to
sold
see,
out yet, but it's on its way.
I can't wait to see the outfits
If
you guys
you-
decide on.
I know. I don't know if I'm feeling the Blazers.
You said
Yeah,
the Blazers.
the shirtless
man.
Blazers.
I'm
I did
picturing.
say
I'm
that.
picturing like
Explore
sweaty
that
blazer.
shit. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
not necessarily
I don't
that,
know if
but
it's
like
the vibe
yeah.
for the Coopers. I'm
Yeah.
picturing like a more older crowd. A little bit more like not as much moshing compared to some of our
Yeah.
shows. A little bit more like reserved, but some head bobbing.
Oh, you might be surprised,
everybody
man.
in.
The,
I know,
the
yeah.
shows we played there with, oh my gosh, people do go a little nuts.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and it'll be towards the end of the night that we go. So
Yeah, yeah.
Before we do wrap this up, though, I do want to say that like I think my favorite like band fit look I've ever seen was the photo shoot Moonglow did on the Summerfest
Oh, that
Rocks.
was a fucking
With those colored
vibe,
suits.
bro.
Color schemes.
That was
I
dope.
think
Yep.
I don't know, man. There's
Like
something
the-
about like a band in suits.
Mm-hmm. With like the
Play,
green,
like
red,
you think
yellow.
like they have this
blazers.
like classiness to them, but they just rip some funk shit. You know,
Dude, that's
I think
nice.
that's.
I was
nice
thinking like
contrast.
ripping some nice like Men in Black just suits would
Dude.
be so
some
fun.
skinny
tight.
ties, like
Yeah.
skinny 50s ties.
Yeah. But I don't know if all the guys in Social Sig own some black jackets like that.
Black tie.
They can be
Go full
expensive.
Blues
Well,
Brothers.
Regardless of what you wear, it's gonna be great, and I'm excited for it. So.
Definitely.
Second to last show. of the
Also,
tour.
shout out Elias Dorsey for taking those photos.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a homie of mine. Fuck yeah.
Crushing
All right,
it.
y'all. Well, hope to see you guys at the show on Saturday. It's going to be a ripper, and thanks for watching. So,
Thanks,
everyone
y'all.
check out Wonderful Bluffer on all social platforms and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Streaming everywhere.
Stream it everywhere. Any other stuff you guys want to plug at all?
Check out our new single, Napalm Showers. Just came out. Excellent song. It's a real ripper. You know, drive 100 on the highway with it. It's a great song.
We got 2 more singles coming out as well this spring.
Yeah.
And you know, we're always booking, so
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
give us
yeah.
give us a follow and we'll give you a show.
Absolutely. Maybe you guys will see us back at West Bend.
Yeah.
At the West Bend Theater.
That
If
would
we
be
could
sick.
if we could redo West Bend like
Yeah.
or not redo but do again.
Do again.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would
That's
be
like
Badass.
I could get a good amount of people out. I know
Same
just
here,
being
bro.
from there and
Yeah.
knowing a lot of people in
For
town.
sure.
So yeah, maybe we'll
Yeah.
do that.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
bye.
Barney.
Thanks, guys.